Taking no shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
All right, gonna keep it going. Hello. Let one more time, just for me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. I have to give my own self that type of applause because I've never heard that in a stand-up room in all of my life. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Taking No Shorts podcast, episode 137. 137. Appreciate everybody that's rocking with us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe anywhere where you find your podcasts. Also, every Friday around this time, you can catch the live stream or version of this podcast at the following streaming channels: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, all at Taking No Shorts Pod. Without further ado, I got a very, very special guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you're probably looking on the screen, and if you know me, you see this guy, then you say it to yourself, exactly. I know who he is, ladies and gentlemen. But let me do the honors. 20 years ago, I met this man, or roughly around that time when I was starting out in the stand-up game. And he said, hey, man, you want to just come to the after party? I said, yes. And then after that, it's a whole other stuff we go get into. But if you were around the stand-up game here in Richmond, Virginia, or in Virginia or on the East Coast, back in those times, you will know this man. He is a comedy promoter.
Exactly.
He is a friend of mine.
Exactly.
And ladies and gentlemen, hopefully he'll be a friend to you.
Exactly.
No need to introduce, but I have to tell you, his name is Mr. Tim Casey.
What's up, everybody?
And a big wrestling fan, by the way. A long-time wrestling fan.
How could you not be, right?
Big retro geek like me as well.
Super retro geek.
Yeah, man, you are an inspiration, Tim. I told you I was going to put you over big time tonight and give you your flowers, and here we are. So, Tim.
What's up, man?
Can you believe this shit?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be at Taking No Shorts with my man, Jay Grizzy.
Yeah.
But I do got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I was watching you in a previous episode, and I kept seeing Jay Grizzo.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I never called you Jay in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never called you Grizzo.
Right.
You're always Grizzy to me.
Right.
But what is it these days? So I know.
Oh my God.
What it is.
I mean, Grizzy is fine. You know, the ones that know me as Grizzy call me Grizzy, and I respond to that, and that's okay because back then everybody had an Izzy in their name, right?
Exactly.
Or Easy or Izzy or something. So that's how I got. I just because we Gen X and now you did.
Okay. I was a little confused. I was just trying to get on board.
Now I'm gonna bring up a name since we're not bringing up names, but I see you got a list of names here because
I know you're gonna ask me about some comedy. And
yeah.
I don't want to slight anyone.
Deep. When I say deep, I can't even say pause when I say deep. When I say deep, I mean his tentacles go everywhere here in stand-up comedy.
And hold up. I heard you say I'm not going to say pause, so I'm not really saying this to you.
Right.
But guys in our age bracket, grown men, get rid of the pause game.
Get rid of the pause game. Yeah.
Get rid of the pause game.
Yeah.
You don't have to defend.
Fun.
You don't have to defend your sexuality. You are what you are. That's what it is. So
it was fun while I was playing it though, because it was just like everything was a pause to me, and I just could not. I couldn't even get a whole sentence out before I was like, pause. I'm like, all right.
Spending some time up New York, man, and oh my goodness, like every 2 words was pause.
Or you get, hey yo, hey yo. I do that still sometimes. Like, hey yo is similar to a pause without saying pause, because you can say some shit to a dude, and I'll be like, hey yo. I say that in the group chat, and they be like, what? And I'd be like, I ain't gonna say pause, but hey yo, like. But no, I got the Grizzo from mutual guy that you helped start out, and let's do this from the beginning, Tim Casey.
Okay.
Where did you grow up? Like, I know you had your tentacles in Richmond, but where did you
everywhere,
grow up?
man.
Yeah, give the audience
originally from DC. Left at an early age, and then moved to Richmond. I've lived in North Carolina. I lived in Florida. I lived in Philadelphia. But I lived in Hopewell, Virginia.
Oh, Jesus.
But I've always found my way back to Richmond. It's like whenever we moved, we might live another place for a year.
Family dynamic. Who was it? Was it you, Mom?
My mother, my father, my brother, and my older brother, and me. It was just us 4. It grew up pretty. We had everything in the house but love. I mean, excuse me, I said that wrong. We had all the love in the house.
I get you exactly.
We had everything in the house but finances. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I said, but love. We had plenty of love in the house, and we didn't have finances. So the kind of jobs my father would have would be construction and everything like that. So whenever he had a job for an extended period of time, he would take his family with him, and that would make us move around a lot of places.
Working class.
Yes. But our roots was right here in Richmond. So whenever we move and something came to an end, a job came to an end, we would come back into our comfort space was Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, so, man. There's nothing wrong claiming RVA as your home. I say that to a lot of folks because some people like to I say DMV a lot in some of my posts I tag, but I mean, now if you can commute and get to an area within an hour or so, you in the region,
Well, I always say, no matter where I lived, I always claim Richmond as my home because I've spent more time in Richmond than I have all the other places combined.
Gotcha. I didn't know, as long as I've known you, I didn't know you had siblings. I thought it was you. I thought you was the only child. You act like you're the only child.
Well, I have an older brother. He's about 5 years older than me. Okay. 4 years, 8 months to be exact.
Shout out to your brother.
Yeah, and he still lives in Richmond, and but he was never involved in the stuff I was involved. We grew up in the same house, but we grew up like totally different existence. So it's just like I am of the areas I grew up.
And the era you grew up in, being that we Gen Xers, is the 80s. Right.
Well, I'm speaking more so the hood.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So I'm a product of many hoods right here in Richmond, Virginia.
I think one night when we was ladies and gentlemen, if I go on a tangent, or Tim, by all means, you can go off on a tangent because you're the guest tonight. But we have probably so many stories of memories I can share with Tim, not doing comedy, but after the shows, just hanging out like in the patio at the Funny Bone or any venue, or what was the spot over Lakeside?
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yes, that's what
a lot of people think a good promoter is a guy who just gets butts and seats. But to me, I always looked at a promoter would be more than that. Can I get you to come back next week? Can I get you to come back every week? And so, the show wasn't over when the show was over.
No, it wasn't.
Now you got to go shake hands, kiss babies. You got to get the headliner. Yeah. Everybody wants a picture with them. So you're the guy that, you're the connect. So you got to get everybody to leave happy and wanting more, willing to come back next week, the following week. That's how you build a crowd.
Tim would be outside the crowd, and we get to Jones, and then they look at me, and I used to be I don't know what I could describe myself, but the running joke was Tim was more of a brother than I was. Tim had more stripes than I. I mean, look, if you can tell when you look on camera, who you think had more stripes in the hood, me and Tim Casey.
But I'm telling you what Grizzly's trying to do to me. First of all, if you don't know me, you never see me in real life. I'm taller than this guy.
Yes, he is.
But I come in here and he makes sure his chair is taller than mine.
Of course.
So I'm looking at the camera and I look shorter than this guy. I feel some type of way about that, but that's okay. Just understand, I am taller than him.
Thank you. We have for the record that. So, all right. So, brothers and sisters grew up everywhere, but claim RVA
is home. East End specifically. Right. I lived all over everywhere.
As a West End cat, I'm gonna give you an exactly for that.
Exactly.
Yes. East End is where my heart, belongs.
And so, growing up in the East End, like, what was some of the things legally you got into that you were fond of?
Well, I was a good kid and I was very legal, and any trouble I got in came
later.
After, yeah.
All right, so coming up Kenbridge.
Okay, so coming up in the East End, I lived in many neighborhoods, and but my favorite neighborhood was right off Williamsburg Road and Gay Avenue. If y'all know East End, that was my favorite neighborhood, and simply because I was in elementary school, my favorite school. Montrose. Shout out Montrose Elementary. Montrose. That's right. Yes. And I had friends for as far as the eye could see. Is like every household had a kid that was in the same age bracket.
There was a bait and tackle shop on Williamsburg Road up that way. Me and my dad, when we used to go to the beach to go fishing, we always stopped at. That's what I remember about that part of town.
Oakwood Church. We played our football out there in the field at Oakwood Church. At Montrose Elementary, we played baseball out there. My father helped build the baseball field of Montrose Elementary.
Wow. Shout out to you.
Yeah, definitely. R.I.P. Carlton Casey Sr., the big man.
The big man. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Harden.
And that's right. And my best friend, which later comes with
Adonis.
Global Scale. No, that is my number one go-to guy. Shout out Sean Adonis, aka Sean Robinson.
That nigga's tripping.
The smartest computer guy I know.
Right.
Anybody needs some help with computers, anything, cloud, cybersecurity, all that. Y'all look up Sean Robinson online on all platforms. He's right there.
No, I didn't cut you off. When I got the first flyer I made for my podcast when we was at Global Scale.
Yeah.
Adonis made it, and you asked him how much he charged me, and shout out to you because you was like, "Why you charging like that? Why you doing like that?"
Yeah.
I didn't care. I was just like, I'm just happy to be on the flyer, bro. I was just like,
I'm all about fairness, whatever.
Tim is a good dude, and we're gonna play into a little bit, parlay into it.
But the guy I was talking about that was my oldest friend. He was also at Global Scale years later. Shout out Arthur Lee. Arthur Lee and the sports guys. Still around here in Richmond doing his thing, man. Probably the most decent human being that I know. Yeah, definitely.
Short of Jesus, he's the most decent human being, right?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Right here. So, yeah. I'm not going to compare him to Jesus. I'm not going to compare none of my friends to Jesus. Like that, well, he's the man. Right. But all my friends are the man. You the man. Thank you for having me, man.
No, man. Of course. All right, Tim. So great memories. East End, Montrose, chilling.
Video Magic. And we had our own arcade in our neighborhood. That's right.
All right. So speaking of arcade, I know I say I'm a big retro guy. Marcus J said we alike. So what was your favorite? What was your go-to video game? Like Station Break. For me, it was Station Break. But back in the day, the arcade, what was your go-to where you knew your quarter would last?
I don't remember how to play it, but I just remember at Video Magic, it was a game called Reactor from the early 80s.
You talk about, it's not.
And it just had a dope beat. The music of it was fire. I don't even remember how to play the game. And a video at Station Break. At Station Break, they had a video. You could put money in there and it would play a music video. Yeah,
talking about
at Station Break.
You could play videos.
Yeah, like a jukebox, but it was a video jukebox.
The animated game with the medieval guy. What was that game called? Remember that game?
Nah.
It wasn't that. But
it was a video jukebox. Instead of just playing the song, it would play the video on the screen.
And so you would put quarters in that just to watch the video.
I think it was like $1 or something to watch the video. And
did you have MTV?
It depends on what year
what
was.
Mr. Harden, how business was for Mr. Harden.
Mr. Casey.
Mr. Casey,
yeah, there you go. But But I spent many $1 watching Curtis Blow I'm Chillin' video because it would say Transformers at the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out Station Break. Shout out all my East End cats that actually remember Video Magic on Winsburg Road.
What bus you had to take to get to Station Break? Did you take the bus?
Nah, we didn't take no bus, man. We group up and get somebody's mom to drop us off.
That was nice. East End to downtown was a big thing. I took the Robinson 3 to Robinson 4. I would go everywhere in Richmond on a bus pass or just jump on the bus. All right.
I am curious, does anybody else remember the early 80s video game named Reactor? I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna clip it. It's gonna come out, and when I do, you check the comments because I could bet your bottom dollar that somebody's gonna be on that. I know that shit.
Had a fire beat to it, man. It had a fire beat.
It was an 8-bit beat, probably.
No, it was more like it sounds something similar to my recollection of Run DMC Raising Hell, kind of like a rock rap mix. But that's really before hip hop.
Before hip hop came through. All right, so I just like because you don't have a big head, but you have a big head. I like getting into Tim Casey's head after all of these years, running into him back in 2011. And now, 15 years later, here at Taking No Shorts Pod, a lot is probably taking place, you think?
Yeah. Life has changed a lot.
Yeah, man. And so a lot of cats might think Tim Casey is the Tim Casey from there, where you got to be Tim. Do you want me to describe you?
Well, they're probably watching. Anybody remember me back then and saying, he seems nicer than I remember.
right.
Go ahead, let me have it, man. I can take it.
If you had to describe Tim, and I'm not gonna stay on it long because we like to look forward here.
It's cool, man. Hit me with your best shot.
But
man.
I do not take no shorts here. Taking no shorts, and I'm gonna give you all your flowers. Tim is the type of cat that back then that wanted you to be your best, even when you couldn't see it. That's how I look at it from my eyes. This is just Jay Grizzy's eyes, because I can remember plenty of conversations in person and on the phone where you was encouraging me when a lot of cats was like, just brother's not funny and this, he's cornball, he ain't this and that. And Tim would be like, yo, if you just do this, do that, do this, do that. And not until I got into therapy, to my therapist was like, yo, you might want to have people around you that can guide you like that.
Well,
right?
I personally always thought you was funny. I just thought you was early on, which most people are.
Right.
People forget where they came from.
Hey, man.
And so the people that are finished products now are skilled comedians. They forget the bombing the early on and not be able to structure a joke early on. Mm-hmm. I always thought you was a funny guy, and I thought you had what it takes. I just thought, you had to put time in and learn structure, how to, structure jokes and stuff like
you're
that.
Right.
So,
you're exactly right. Years later now.
Anybody says you're not funny, man. I usually keep it clean, but, put whatever profanity right here that you like putting. Yeah, there you go.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
You're welcome. But no, so that's the part about you from back in the day that I take into today. Like, you were genuinely working hard for comics to be the best. You wanted them to realization of something that they couldn't see. And then they were in their own, we were in our own way for the most part, because we was like, what the fuck Tim know? Like, I was like,
you know how many times I was told you're not a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
I remember one particular comedian, shout out to him. I won't even say your name. We cool.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But I remember Paul Walker, the actor. He
This
passed
was when
away.
he was alive?
No, he passed away.
Mm.
I remember it was I believe it was a Thursday.
He was doing the joke on them.
No. I had a show at a place out on Chamberlain called the Outer City Lounge.
Oh, I remember that.
And I remember I told the comedians, hey man, let's skip the Paul Walker jokes tonight. And then somebody told me I'm not a comedian and I don't know. And then that person got he got up there and made fun of everybody that feels some type of way about a actor that they never met in their life passing, and he clowned everybody, and he almost got beat up on that sidewalk by a couple of people. So
Exactly.
same comedian years later had another run in with another
what he get pants put on him is what you said.
because I said you could say be this and be that, B word this, B word that, but don't refer to a lady in the crowd as a B.
Right.
And he told me I can't tell him what to say. And
boy, those are some dumb years. Now
and he called a lady in the crowd
a B.
A B, and her man was sitting right there. And he took a one-way trip to the car to get a little friend out of there, a little chrome friend. And he cleaned out my comedy show that night. It was the end of the comedy show.
He got the cacking.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And I had to clean that up the next day between the guy, which I know.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a friend of mine.
Right.
And then,
but that's what happened. I mean, back then, I think it's still, I don't think Richmond or at least Virginia has that type of comedy scene no more because it has, I'm going to tell you this, Tim. And folks can say what they want, but the comedy scene in Richmond is one of bubbling. People want to say DC or Tidewater or whatever, but you were one of the cats that helped put the Richmond, Virginia RVA comedy scene on the map.
I definitely had some OGs myself, though.
Yeah.
But,
So who were some of the OGs that helped put you on?
The way I even got into it, I was dating a young lady, and we was talking about me moving around growing up, and she said, "Do you ever talk to friends from those places?" And I told her, when you grow up with no finances, you might not even have a house phone, so you might only move 30 minutes down the street, but now you go into a different school and you don't have access to those people anymore, so you just never speak to them. So it was this how long ago it was. It was a fairly new thing called Facebook.
2006.
Yes. And she told me I could get on there and find my former friend.
That's how I jumped on it.
And then so I got on there, and me being the guy that I would see people I knew in real life that was almost portraying a character on social media. So I would being the guy that I would attack those people via social media.
Let me clean that up. Tim was calling you a fake fuck.
And actually even tagging you in the post. And then
back then you was calling them. You wouldn't say that today, but
so a gentleman jumps in my inbox and says, "Who are you?" And I said, again, I try to keep it clean. So I say, "Who the F are you?"
Mm-hmm.
But of course I said the actual word. And then he said, "My name is Antoine Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a comedian?" And I said, "Are you a comedian?" And he said, "Actually, I am. And I read your post every day, and I think you're very funny. And I was wondering, would you like to come to one of my comedy shows and get on stage?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" I had no idea who this guy was. And then I said, "Well, I don't want to be a comedian." "Why not, man? You could do it." And I said, "Because if I get on stage and tell a joke, you don't laugh at me, I'm probably going to follow you home.
You're going to want to fight.
Yeah, you either going to laugh here or you're going to laugh at your front door, but you're going to laugh." So, and then he was like, "Well, no, you might not want to do it then." But I said, "I've never been to a comedy show. I would love to come support you." And so I went out to a show, and I met Antoine, and I met another gentleman named Alex Scott.
Exactly.
And Alex Scott, me and him just hit it off as just two guys that just really rocked with each other. And he was like, "Hey man, I got a show at the Funny Bone. If you and your lady like to come, I'll put y'all on my list." And I just thought it was some special thing to be on the list.
like what I bet you. He was like,
for real. So I went there, and I mean the show was dope. Alex was hilarious.
He kills every time.
And they had Mike Street from 106.5. They had Big Ridge from 106.5 DJing.
That's
but the crowd,
radio station here, right?
Yeah, the crowd was empty. And it wasn't nothing to do with the talent. The talent was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 10 o'clock.
How the young
short pump.
How the young folks say, "Turn me up a little bit." Yeah.
And then so I just told Alex, he didn't know what I did for a living. At the time, I owned a youth program, but we never even discussed that. I just said, "Hey, man, you need me to, it's a good show, but you need me to fill it up for you." He said, "Are you a promoter?" And I said, "Absolutely."
You lied.
I was not.
A bullshit.
Exactly. And I just knew a lot of people in Richmond just from being around and different things I've done and living in a lot of places, going to a lot of schools. So he said, "Let me see what you could do." And within 2 weeks, I had a joint rocking. And I went from just being his like secret promoter to being his partner to ultimately when he was on the road, they put me in charge.
Yeah, let me cut you off at that part of the story because that's when I come into because in 2011 I did let me preface it by saying this. A lot of cats that you knew, I knew, you didn't know I knew them because I wasn't a stand-up guy. I just knew guys just because I grew up with them. I was on the block. I was at the lunch tables cracking with a lot of these cats. And then it's just, what's the word? Because you're good with words. What is that called when everything comes together? Synergy? Like, yeah. Like, it's just like crazy how like shit just comes together. And not that, because Richmond is a small town compared to DC or New York or Philly or some shit like that. But
it's on the come up. It's
definitely on the come up.
A lot of talent here.
A lot of talent. And so when I ran into you at this point, I'm coming up. I'm taking my wife on a date to a comedy show just on some, hey, I just want to go out with my wife. And I had heard from somebody, I think at my job, about Apollo Night, which was what we were calling it back then. In essence, it was Negro Night. But Joe's not gonna say that. But
I mean,
but no, it was urban comedy.
Shout out to Mike Street at
Shout out to Mike Street 106.5
because he came up with the name that we later changed it to, which was Thursday Night Lights.
Thursday Night Lights, good. I mean, always good to have business-minded people that can get you from that urban lingo.
We changed that because that's what a lot of comedians would want to call it.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't say it as clean as you said
it. But no, I take my wife out, and literally the line is around the corner. In essence, I mean, I'm describing it, but because of the venue, it was wrapped around the corner. You know.
So I always give praise and shout out Antoine Scott for even ever reaching out to me, because without that, in no way was I ever thinking about being in any part of entertainment. I was a guy that worked with teenagers. You know, I had a youth program. Shout out, Future Leaders Program and Youth Educational Services.
Exactly.
That's what I was doing back then. But I mean, so shout out to Antoine Scott for even reaching out, and shout out to Alex Scott for, bringing me in and helping me get my foot in there and introducing me to a lot of people and hipping me to a lot of game. Yeah, so I always appreciate those cats, not to mention two extremely talented and hilarious. Top of the line comedians.
Oh, I got some round of applause. Go ahead.
Top of the line comedians right there. Those two.
Oh, those two? Well, of course. Hold on. I thought you had some more.
Oh yeah, I got plenty.
We're gonna get to all the comments you don't work with. But those two top the list.
They are my OG. Those two. And Antoine, I've known since 5th grade, 4th grade, somewhere around there. I tell people in the episode in the back of the podcast, if you want to go into the archives, there was this in the West End.
there was Bird Park, if you know what Bird Park is, and it was like neighborhoods on both sides of the park. And on both sides of the park, there was Jay Ski, Antoine Scott, Green Eyes, me. I'm putting me in there. Skates. I think I could probably, if I'm missing your name.
Also in that area, was not a comedian, but was a well-known hip hop artist in the area. Shout out to my brother, Cousin Pete.
Cousin Pete. All right, hold on, Cousin Pete.
Respect you, Booker man.
Remember that Brian Pillman bit?
the blue pill. That's what my man Cousin Pete used to have a song here that was ringing in the Richmond streets for a while called The Blue Pill.
I mean, so much talent here in the city.
Our city treasurer now, shout out to Miss Nicole Richardson, also a good friend of mine from that area.
Jesus Christ, you're taking me back.
That's my buddy.
That's your buddy.
That's my buddy. Shout out to her and her husband. They're out here doing good stuff.
Great stuff for the community. But so I go to this comedy show, and Tim doesn't know this. He might know, but he don't remember because I probably didn't said it in passing. But my first time going up was back in 2005. And on that, I did the Clash. And on the Clash, it was because of a break. I had just got over a breakup. Or really, I was doing it to prove to my ex that I could do it, right? And I go up, I sign up, I'm practicing. I am nervous. I'm a ball of nerves. And who goes up in front of me? Like, I got to follow this guy. Jay Ski goes up. His first time, I see Jay on the patio, you know, when you walk up, and he look at me, and he like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "What are you doing?"
So your first time you had to follow Jay Ski?
I had to follow Jay Ski.
Even though I keep it pretty clean, let me say, damn,
bro. It was some straight up
damn
bullshit.
And see, when I first started doing this, I did not know Jay Ski, but he was like a legend.
Oh, he was funny. He was funny.
Everybody would always see, when you get a chance to be around Jay Ski. He was on he was not around at that time.
Yeah, he was away. He was away doing something. But
but everybody said, will you ever get a chance to meet Jay Ski? And then years later, a couple years later, I had a room called Carry 100.
Mm-hmm.
And
Carrying first, carrying third.
Carrying first.
Carrying first. Okay.
Yeah. And then so 100 Carry Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then so somebody came tap me on the shoulder and said, "That's Jay Ski sitting at the bar.
Give him some time. He wants some time, or give him some time."
No.
Time?
So he was just there because he heard of the show.
Oh, wow.
And I went and introduced myself. He was a very nice guy, and I said, I shot my shot. I said, "Yo, man, I've always heard about you, man. I always heard about you, man. Would you like to get up and do some time?" He said, "Man, I just came to watch the show. I appreciate it, but I just came watch the show." And I was like, "All right, man, but anytime you want, just let me know." And
that was tough.
By the time the show filled up and the room was rocking so much that night, he called me over to him. He was like,
"Yeah, go ahead, let me get up."
I get on there. And everything everybody had told me for the prior couple years, they undersold him. The guy was amazing. The guy was amazing.
Natural talent.
He's out here doing his thing now, traveling all over the country. Right now, was We the Ones or something.
We the Ones with Mike Epps, Lil Duval,
all those guys. He's doing big stuff out here, and he puts people on and gives people shots and stuff, man.
So Tim,
shout out Jay Ski.
These tentacles that you back in 2006 off of a friend said, "Hey, go on Facebook." You in that cracking heads. Antoine say, "Yo, man, who the fuck?"
Right. That's what he said, man. Like, who are you?
Who are you? I know. I can see that happening. As you're telling the story, I'm sitting there visualizing it, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that happening.
He's the only guy. I've always had a host for me, shows to bring up the other comedians, but every time over the years that Antoine came into the building and was going to perform, I made it my duty to personally go up there and introduce him. And I always say, this is the guy. None of us would be here right now if it weren't for this guy reaching out to me.
Man, this is synergy. It's just amazing how the talent around the city. You have so many tentacles. That's why I want you to. That's why I wanted you to come tonight. And I told you as you was walking up, I said, "You gonna get your flowers tonight. I'm gonna put you over big time, bro. And you gonna be humble because I used to do it when I go on Mark's platform and he'd be like, Jay Grizzly this, Jay Grizzly that. I'm like, bro, cut that shit.
No, but for real. See, to be a good promoter, it does take talent.
Nice watch.
It takes appreciate it. It takes a talent and drive, but my talent was always, shining a spotlight on the talented people.
Right.
So
yeah, good exactly for that.
Exactly.
All right. So now that we said all this, let's just do a quick segue and just gonna give you a quick quiz because you had a trivia show on Global Scale Radio. We're gonna talk about Global Scale in just a few.
Tim's Time Machine. Shout out to anyone who has any recollection of Tim's Time Machine.
Yeah, man. I had fun on that podcast, man. That was podcasting before it was called podcasting. We always said it was what we called it,
Internet radio.
Internet radio.
And I changed the thought of it and started calling it world radio.
Because
I thought internet radio sounded too small.
But you were thinking about it before. Honestly, you were thinking about it before the shit cracked.
Well, when a friend of mine that was in the military called me and told me they was listening to me from Japan.
Yeah.
I said it is now world radio.
We had when Mark was doing this show and all the people was on that, people from Africa, people from Afghanistan. I think it was Afghanistan, and I think it was in the military. I was like,
I would hope, because how could you understand what they said?
How it
might have just been a wrong number. How would you know?
But I was like, how the hell are we reaching so many people? I forgot my point now because it's amazing. I know I was going.
You have a quiz.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, do you know where that exactly came from? I'm going to show you that exactly.
Exactly.
Who is that?
No.
The Iron Sheik in a promo. Listen to him.
I love the Iron Sheik.
I love the Sheiky, baby.
I love the Iron Sheik. Any old school wrestling fan, I might be the only one that I put Iron Sheik in my top 10 of all time favorite.
Yeah, he's definitely in the top 10. Sheiky is definitely in the top 10.
And him and Nikolai Volkov is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. They're also in my top 10.
You remember the cartoon? the 80s cartoon, the wrestler?
Oh, yeah. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. Can we say that name anymore? Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, we can say Hulk Hogan now.
But the guy who portrayed Hulk Hogan,
Terry Bollea.
He's a terrible person.
It's a great way to say it because one
Hulk Hogan was a made up character,
but
he never did nothing to nobody. But the actor who played him, was a terrible human being.
Yeah, Marcus was on here and he was defending Hulk Hogan to the tilt. And I was on here being a super Negro. It was just like, yo, Mark, I can't support that. I'm cutting that out of the pod. Stop it. He was like, Jay, you cannot take away from his contribution to the pro wrestling world. You know, Marcus, we're talking about you. You can see it.
Yeah. Shout out to the smartest man in the universe, Marcus Gay.
But he would debate you to win a point. He won me over because he was just like, it's goddamn Hulk Hogan. What would wrestling be without Hulk Hogan? But now the way you said it was they're two separate guys. It was the actor / sports entertainer, which was Hulk Hogan, and then there's Terry Bollea.
Terry Bollea is a human being. Yeah. Hulk Hogan is a character. Is a made up character.
I am clipping that right now. That's a great friggin' point. So yeah, Iron Sheik. How did you get into wrestling, man? Pro wrestling, that is.
Growing up in the South, man, it was just like certain things that certain age brackets, here in Richmond, Channel 6, which is CBS, a CBS affiliate here in the early 80s, even actually to the late 70s, it was 12 noon after cartoon Saturday morning, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling would come on.
It was Fat Albert, Mickey Mouse, not Mickey Mouse, Mighty Mouse. For me, I'm gonna remember Channel 6 cartoons back in the 80s. Mighty Mouse, Fat Albert. Then you had your Soul Train or American Bandstand, whichever you chose.
I watched both.
You watched both, right? Of course, Tim will watch both.
I watched both.
He go see what.
And I will not give my. Well, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here now. Take no shorts, bro.
I'm gonna get killed for saying this. I love Soul Train, and Don Cornelius is the man.
Of course,
but I think I was a bigger fan of American Bandstand. No, just because they was all R&B, and then later they had some hip hop. American Bandstand had rock, pop, R&B, and hip hop. And the first time I ever saw Run DMC was on TV was
they
American
did Rock
Bandstand.
Box on American Bandstand.
Yes,
that's a great point because Prince was on there. In the 80s, there was a lot of R&B acts that got on American Bandstand that
I saw Atlantic Star on there, man.
I didn't even know that. So I told you he got more stripes in the hood.
They sing Secret Lovers on American Bandstand.
So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, honey, turn the podcast off right now. I was watching Soul Train just for the thick sisters on the Soul Train line to get to that, man.
I would have to say Soul Train had more eye candy.
Yeah, they definitely had more eye
definitely
candy.
had. And I mean, it is a classic show. Don Cornelius is the man. I mean,
sad to hear what happened to him.
One of the smoothest cats to ever grace our TVs.
Yeah.
It's no slight to Soul Train. I was just because I have a very diverse musical taste. I can see all the music I like on American Bandstand.
And then after that went off, you had Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. And 1 o'clock.
And all those guys was like, I was never into superheroes, like cartoons and action figures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they was like my superheroes. They was all the wrestlers was bigger than life. Right. Yeah, they was bigger than life.
So who are your favorites?
Sweet Ebony Diamond was my first favorite.
That you know who that was, right?
Yeah, Rocky Johnson.
That was Rocky Johnson.
I watched live when he on TV, but I watched him wrestle Greg Valentine. If he lost, he had to take off his mask. He won, and he still ripped off his mask. And they said, it's Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson.
And I said, who in the world is Rocky Johnson? I did not know. But I love Sweet Ebony Diamond. He was my very first favorite.
He had a sweet mask. Next to Mil Mascaras, he had one of the sweetest masks. It was green and had gold around it. And then he used to do a shuffle before he did the drop kick. You remember that?
Yes. He was my first favorite wrestler. And then now looking back, my all-time favorite two is Barry Windham's my number one. That's my guy.
I call him Blackjack Mulligan Jr.
And I remember when he was Blackjack Mulligan Jr. Yeah, he did the Cobra Clutch challenge. Yes, with Sergeant Slaughter. And also Jay Youngblood is my second favorite, simply because that's the first wrestler. Well, the actually only wrestler that I ever got to meet real life and take a picture with.
Or where did you meet him at?
Richmond Coliseum.
Okay, so you got to go.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and they brought down some kids, and they got to take pictures with the wrestler, and that's the wrestler I got to take a picture with.
I follow a whole bunch of retro wrestling, 80s, 70s wrestling on social media, and there are so many pictures that if you remember Tim being a Richmond guy and watching Mid-Atlantic Crockett Promotions, that bottom level of the Richmond Coliseum, that facade, that brick facade, at the bottom level of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And so many wrestlers took pictures of that. So I remember when I was going there, my dad they had intermissions, right?
Yes.
They had intermissions, and my dad would be like, "You gotta use the bathroom." I'd be like, "Yeah, I gotta pee, Dad. I'm sorry." And we go, and God, the Coliseum in Richmond, at least back in the day, folks got urinals now, but they had a trough.
Yeah, it was a trough.
It was a trough. Yes. And now
one long urinal that everybody used together like a farm animal.
Right? Like all men of different ages, right?
Yeah.
So I can't even say pause. I can say, hey, yo, Jesus Christ.
But shout out to my brother Sean Robinson. He would always tell me, I never had the pleasure, but he would say he would go to the wrestling match at the baseball field.
At the arena, the Richmond Arena. It was right across. Well, if he went to Parker Field, God, he's old.
Well,
But across the street from Parker Field was the arena.
okay, well maybe that's where he's
Yeah,
talking.
he's talking about the arena.
I've only seen wrestling at the Richmond Coliseum.
Yeah, it went like this. It went Strawberry Hill, which was at the fairgrounds. They had it like at the agricultural building where the cows and shit was. Then they moved it to the arena. Then they moved it when the Coliseum got built to the Coliseum. So shout out to Sean.
Hey, I have a shout out. I have nothing to do with this. This is not anything I'm involved with. But I had a chance to go. Any professional wrestling fan out there, if you're in Richmond, Virginia, they have RVA Pro Wrestling. And
down in Scott's Edition?
They have it all over the place.
Okay.
They're about to have it at the Carmax Field.
Wow.
Very soon. And last year I was out at the Diamond, and they had it out at the Diamond. It's really good wrestling. Good wrestling. It's really good wrestling. They got some very talented performers there. So you get a chance, you look it up. It's on all social medias. RVA Pro Wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, it's worthwhile.
My
to check it out.
Been trying to get me to come out to independent wrestling here in town.
It's good, man.
They do them at the breweries down in Scott's Edition.
Yes,
they do them at
Hardywood.
Yeah, Hardywood. Like, and I saw a midget hardcore. He said, "Bro, you gotta come." Then he shared a midget hardcore wrestling match, and he showed me the clip of it. I said, "Look at this ish here." They
have a smaller guy. I guess it's their version of Rey Mysterio, but he doesn't have a mask.
He's got talent.
His name is Flip.
What you think he do?
And the whole crowd just yells Flip. Like, he's got to be the most popular one. And this guy is like crazy athletic.
Wow.
I'm telling y'all, if y'all in the RVA area, y'all want to see professional wrestling, go check out RVA Pro. It's definitely worth checking out.
I clipped that for you. So that definitely will be going out for the folks to pick up. All right. So you, Blackjack Mulligan Jr., Barry Wendell,
Jay Youngblood. That's my two guys. And then you got to go to Four Horsemen.
Yeah, Four Horsemen. I mean,
you can't grow up in the South and not be a Four Horseman.
Yeah. That Four Horsemen, when I got to college, we literally thought we were the Four Horsemen.
We was Four Horsemen on the school bus.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So who was the other? Who was you in the Four Horsemen?
You might remember him from Global Scale, but my man Corey Logan. He was.
Yeah, I do remember him.
That's still my brother to this day.
Shout out to Corey, man. I ain't seen him since the Global Scale.
Well, actually, he was at my birthday, man.
I ain't seen him, but
his birthday is one day after mine.
And when I met him, I said, "Yeah, you look like you used to knock niggas out."
And he did. And he did.
Yeah,
he was our double A. He was our enforcer.
He looked like he was just a one-hitter quitter type of dude. That's why I just did like this.
I seen it. I seen it. I can attest to it. That's exactly what happened. And we had a guy named Cedric. And here's the West End connection. I won't get too deep into his name, but all West End folks remember the Dog Pound.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
One of the founders of the Dog Pound was my partner in the Four Horsemen. His name is Bubba Murray. Shout out Bubba Murray.
All right, so
hopefully you'll be home soon. Hopefully I get to see you again real soon.
He was Tully on Lex. Which one? Nobody was Lex Luger.
No, I was Barry Wendell. That's why that's my guy. Corey was Arn Anderson. Bubba was Tully, and Cedric Wright, our superstar athlete, superstar football player at Henrico High School. He was our Ric Flair.
Man. Boy, you take me back to some fun memories.
We used to put a bruising on some people on the bus. I'm telling you.
Front or the back?
I don't even like the way they said. We can say pause just for this one time. But no. We would
you would everybody whoever you sat.
We throw up the four, and everybody would say, "Oh, it ain't nothing." We jump a couple guys. Now everybody's throwing up at four.
The first time cable TV came into your home.
Yes.
How beautiful that was.
Yes.
Well, you had more than 3 channels. What did you do? What was you watching?
My first movie I ever seen on cable TV. I actually own it now. It's called Green Ice. It stars Ryan O'Neal. It's about a jewel heist. And I always remember it. It's a terrible movie now.
Thank you for saying that.
It's terrible. But for nostalgia factor, I had to own it. So I own it. And that was
VHS?
probably about 19. No, I actually own it on DVD.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. And I believe it came out in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I had cable pretty much every other year.
Mine was. Yeah, every other year.
Yeah.
So you had to, sometimes the bill didn't get paid. You know, they get cut off. You had to put it back
It would always get cut off. But I mean, but we had these folks in the different neighborhoods. Remember, you know, kind of neighborhoods I grew up in. They knock on your door, and this is
Exactly.
I can't even say crackheads because this was crack
Pre-crack.
era. And they knock on the door and say, for $20, I climb your pole and
you talk about me, hey, yo.
I know, you know what I mean, the telephone pole,
right? Yeah,
and hook up your cable.
Yes, sir.
So you know,
man, that cable. I remember before it was Cinemax, it was called Centerview, and we had HBO and Centerview, and then I remember Southwest. You remember Southwest Championship Wrestling?
Yeah,
it came on USA.
But I only really remember it from the wrestling magazine.
Wrestling magazine. Well, Southwest came on USA before McMahon and them bought it. WWE bought it at Tully Blanchard, Sweet Tan.
That was like
San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, man.
And Tully Blanchard's father owned it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know the history of it, but I'm more of a Mid-Atlantic and an AWA fan because here in Richmond, and I guess all around the country, AWA came on ESPN.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they're my two favorites.
The only last name that exists is Bockwinkel. How many other Bockwinkles?
Nick Bockwinkel's in my top 5 of all time.
Wait a minute. We going to have to get into your top 5 because we know Sheikah is in 10.
Yeah. Sheikah ain't quite make the 5.
Yeah, so top 5 pro wrestlers.
If you're just talking about favorites.
Favorites today for Tim Casey. Top 5 pro wrestlers
of all time.
Of all time. And let's preface this by saying we are Gen Xers, so we no shade to the new era and all that, but we are partial to what we know from what we came up on. Go ahead, sir.
I would say definitely Barry Windham, number 1. Personal favorite, not the greatest, but personal favorites. J.M. Blood, number 2. Ric Flair, number 3.
Ooh.
Nick Bockwinkel, number 4. And I would probably have to say the Road Warriors.
So just as a tag team would be 5. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yes, that's pretty good, Tim. That is pretty darn good.
My favorite now, if you want to get into controversial
of course,
opinions,
it's taking no choice.
My favorite WWF tag team of all time.
Let me stop. And notice no WWE F cats was in none of this conversation. Baby Sheik only, but Sheik worked a lot of areas, and that's because we grew up.
I remember him in Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, and doing the Persian Club Challenge, you know. But we grew up in an area where the closest WWE came to was DC, and when I saw it on TV, I wasn't fucking with it. I was just like,
that was a New York.
I said, this is some bullshit. I need to see some blood. I need to see a cage match or a chicken coop match. I need to see something. I'm sorry, I mean cut you off, but go ahead.
My favorite WWF tag team of all time. Again, not together very long and not the greatest, but just my personal favorite was Barry Windham and Mike.
So US
Express.
Yeah, man. Did you hear the story? I watch a lot of wrestling shoot videos, but did you hear the story of why they lost or why Wyndham left New York?
I've seen it at some point.
Yeah.
I can't quite recall.
I'll share it with you maybe, but Wyndham was like, because Barry Windham was so like, I don't need this. He's one of those cats where I don't need this shit. He's just so cool. He was just like, I don't need this shit. But Vince was flying him like from San Francisco to Minot, South Dakota to wrestle, and then to New York, and then back across. He was like, yo, the travel is crazy. I can't do that. Like, I don't give a fuck how much you pay me. So one day he goes, Rotunda is looking for him, and he can't find him. And he calls her. He said, where you at, man? We got to make this show in Boston. He was like, yo, I quit. I'm not doing it. And he stayed mostly NWA. Go ahead.
Favorite Mid-Atlantic tag team,
Okay.
Steamboat Youngblood.
Of course. Yeah. Steamboat, Youngblood. I remember when the Briscoes broke, I think it was Youngblood's leg. Was it Youngblood's or Steamboat's leg? Which was one of them leg. They broke a leg, but that Steamboat, Youngblood, and Briscoes feud, God, I wanted them to kill the Briscoes. I wanted them to unalive. I had to edit that part up. But
And also they fought Von Rasky and Paul Jones.
They fought Slaughter and Canoodle.
Yes.
They fought a lot of cash, but
it was great.
That Briscoe feud, because the Briscoes, how could two Native Americans be bad guys? I mean,
one was Hawaiian and one's Native
I'm talking about the Briscoes.
Oh yeah, but they just was Southern.
Yeah, I didn't want the Briscoes to turn.
And they represented like the old guard.
The old guard. And when they came on,
they wear knee pads. Yeah, man. They was just
and they turned on him. I say, oh no. Same thing with Paul Jones. When Paul Jones turned on Steamboat, Paul Jones turned on everybody in Mid-Atlantic.
Steamboat and Paul Jones was actually
tag team champs, right? And he turned on. I was just like, I can't stand Paul Jones.
I'm sorry, folks. We having an '80s wrestling nerd moment.
Bro,
I know we was talking about comedy, but
no, it's going. This is in our wheelhouse, and trust and believe, this is going on every wrestling podcast online.
You and Marcus J and all of them y'all had already left Global Scale by this time, but we had an old school wrestling show once upon a time. It was called The Grappling Idiots.
I remember that. I didn't listen to it.
Of course y'all didn't.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about sometimes.
They was on doing their own thing at that point.
Who was on that show?
It was
because I would
Sean
like
Adonis.
All right, Sean.
It was Ty Cool.
All right, Ty.
Aaron Cruz.
I remember. Hey, they coming on this.
We Kevin Harris, aka K Love.
Yeah, if I got all of them on my social media, I will reach out to you. We're gonna do a Grappling Idiots reunion on this motherfucker. I got plenty of room, guys. Yeah. I got plenty of room, and we'll go ahead and chop it up, man. Because God darn it, I love me some pro wrestling. I don't watch anything else but old school wrestling.
I didn't have I wasn't the opinion guy. I was basically the moderator, and I would throw out questions and go around the room. It was just like a round robin, a round table discussion, and I would just be the moderator. But it was cool. And the music we played in between was all old school musical interest for wrestling. Rock and Roll is King, Iron Man, Boy from New York City, all that kind of stuff. It was a fun show.
It sounded fun. I'm sorry. I missed that. All right, so Tim,
yes,
we're talking pro wrestling. We talked about a little bit of we talked a lot about your bio, how you got into the stand-up game. And so now here we are. We are now in 2026, and a lot has transpired. And
right.
A lot of cats might have. I mean, what was? Let's do this. I'll start the question off with a story.
Okay.
And the story goes: one night we're leaving a venue, and
I already know the story. Go ahead.
It's a lot of venues or nights where we left together, and is you and a comedian that's in the back seat. I was
in the back seat.
You was in the back seat. He was in the front of the passenger
you was
side,
driving.
and I was driving.
He was actually my host.
And y'all were going at it. I mean, when I said,
I told him to stop attacking the comedians before you bring them to the stage. He would clown the comedians crazy. And I said, you're supposed to make them sound good. Don't tear them apart and turn the crowd against them before they even touch the mic. And once again, I'm not a comedian. So what do I know? Right. So that's what it was.
But comics, I didn't know. Now looking back at it, I was like, be nice, be kind. If you're hosting, be kind to us, because we, especially as a beginning comic, I need all the breaks I can get to get a laugh. But it was an uphill battle in some spots.
Well, the final straw was one comedian was leaving the Funny Bone and coming to my show afterwards, and I guess he talked to the host, and he said that he just did really good, or he killed it at the Funny Bone.
Right.
And then when he
came to your show,
the host introduced him as he said I guess he didn't have a great set at my show. And then when the host went back up, he said pretty much the exact words of, this guy told me he just killed it at the Funny Bone. I don't know what the hell he just did right here.
Twan got me like that. He said he funny at the Waffle House.
But I told him, but see, that's an obvious joke. But this guy was really trying to trash the comedian in order to make himself look good.
Yeah. Oh,
and I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, Twan is way funnier than me. But
Twan is the man.
Yeah, but we in the car, we get to where we got to go. I think it was dropping somebody off. It was dropping you off. And before you couldn't even get out the car. You couldn't even get out the car. Y'all are still jawing at each other. I'm like,
and I'm asking you to just pull over.
Yeah.
Just pull over. Let's just get it in right now. We ain't even got to do all this. Let's just pull over. Let's get it out the way.
I was like,
and then, of course, Grizzy's telling me, all right, man. In between laughs, he's telling me, calm down, son. Calm down.
Yeah, like.
And this guy, the other guy we talking about, which was a friend of mine, and I mean,
I would consider him a friend still.
No problem with him. Shout out to him. But I'm saying, like, he thinks it's a joke. He's thinking it's a joke, so he's trying to be funny because he's a comedian.
He was working. He was actually doing bits in the car,
but I'm really getting upset.
It was tight.
So I'm like, just pull over, Grizzy. Let's handle this. But that sounds silly and funny. But that probably happened with a bunch of people way more than it should have with me back then. I like to say I grew up a little bit since then. I took everything personal back then.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting. So that's the segue. So, like, in 15 years since that time, like, you have overcome some challenges and been through a lot.
Big time.
And here we are at Taking No Shorts podcast, episode 137. And I always said when I heard about you and I only heard about you from one person, and that was Marcus J. And he would say, Tim is different. And I was like, fuck out of here.
Yeah. I want everybody's cup of tea back then. The people that always inspired loyalty to, like, my inner circle.
Loyalty is a big deal to you.
Yes, very, very much so. But the people who don't know me that well back then, they was like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know if I want to be in this guy's inner circle. This guy's a little crazy.
You're a little crazy.
And maybe I was back then. But as you said, we grow, we change.
And so how did you not get a little crazy? How are you not a little crazy no more?
I took a couple defeats, a couple L's in life, man. And, things happen, lost loved ones and, situations come to an end. And it just really...
life happens.
Yeah, life happened. And it broke me down to, and I had to rebuild myself and the image I want to rebuild myself. And the energy and the direction that I built myself back up into was a lot more peaceful, kinder, gentler to, a guy that's at peace with himself.
Yeah.
I was always trying to prove something before. I mean, come on, man. I mean, y'all hear me out there.
I think it was Underdog Entertainment.
It was Underdog Entertainment.
Underdog Entertainment. It's making sense.
Well, yeah, and y'all can hear my voice out there. And most people that know me, this is not no pretend. I'm not putting on or nothing. I'm like the white kid that grew up in all these hoods and all that. I'm very much a product of my environment. So I was always...
You wanted to get them straight.
I was trying to, I guess, fit in by... I didn't want to stand out. I wanted to fit in, so I just wanted to be accepted by the people around me. So you mimic the people around you in the sense of your friends are getting in trouble. Hey, you go get in trouble too. And, that becomes over the course of time, that becomes who you are. It's not just things you're doing now, this is part of your character. And as I got older, I always had that tougher demeanor, that tougher edge. And I thought the way to settle problems was
Let's squabble. Let's
with
squabble.
these,
nigga.
or just be tougher than you.
Yeah.
And as you get older, and some things, some battles you don't have a chance of winning. I'm not talking about physical battles. I'm talking about I went through a divorce. I mean, so that's basically
That'll do it, bro.
It broke me down.
Exactly.
It broke me down, and the to build myself back up.
You ain't the only one
work.
that has done that. I think it's I don't know. I would look it up if I could type it up, but I think in America it's probably around 50 to 60%.
But I mean, 2026 Tim is a happy, at peace, and is a guy that looks for to get along with people, and the people that I probably could never get along with. We just don't interact.
You're never gonna win them over anyway. Tim.
Right. And the things that bring me strife and stress, I tend to stay away. Life is too short to go walk around and be miserable and be unhappy. So surround yourself with people that make you happy. Involve yourself with the things that make you happy. So,
hey, man, that is a round of applause.
I know you.
I gotta take a deep breath. I gotta take a deep breath.
And a big thing when you're wrong, or if you've been mean to people or wrong to people, and has not been the person that you would want to be to people, it's okay to go back and say, I'm sorry.
My bad.
And my bad and whatever. And again, that's how me and Marcus J reconnected, and I really consider that guy a friend right now, but there was a time that we didn't get along. I never wanted to do anything to him, and I don't think he wanted to do anything to me.
Y'all were just,
but we was too, I hate the term alpha male, but we was very too strong-minded.
Yeah, y'all was too much, man. Too much.
And we just didn't see the world the same way. But
and he's the same, he has done that thing. He's done that transformation too. Anytime, look, Mark, I tell this story all the time. One day we at the a watering hole, Tim, and me sometimes. I'm an animated guy. Like I talk with my hands. I'm loud. I'm boisterous or whatever. He said, "Grizz, do me a favor. I want to get this to you." And I said, it looked like a pebble. It looked like a rock, right? Fuck you giving me this for? He said, I just want to get this to you because it was a crystal, but it was he said, it was something that was calling out for me to give to you, to give you some peace. You all this,
he's a good brother, man.
He said, I was like, what the fuck? What it was, I said, Mark, what's going on? Because when you see people, I don't know if you've noticed this with people close to you, when they see you transforming into a better Tim, they check in and be like, yo, what's going on? And you say to yourself, well, I'm just changing. I'm transforming, and if you stuck, or if you still in your cocoon, I'm fitting to come out of this cocoon, and I'm not going to be who I used to be. And I don't, I'm not, and I think you're unapologetic about your transformation,
Definitely. I am apologetic about the guy I was for years, but the guy that I am now, because I do feel often that some people like me better when I was the other way. They like the knucklehead.
Please keep them away from you.
They like the knucklehead.
Yeah, please keep them away.
Everyone has not grown.
Yeah.
And everybody has not, some people, that's just who they are. And I still have love for them, but I do tend to love them from a distance.
Everybody gets to their space on their own due timeline.
Yeah.
And I was so glad to hear when Mark saw you at the spot.
Yes.
And he said, I talked to Tim, Grizz. You wouldn't believe it.
And I was actually still married at that time, so I hadn't faced my ultimate transformation, but I was still, coming to grips with the man I want to be for the rest of my life. And it's okay to change. It's okay to grow. You're never too old to grow.
Thanksgiving,
right?
exactly.
And so that's what it was.
Exactly.
Never too old.
I had been away from comedy for about 7 years, and then my DJ, which is also a good friend of mine,
DJ Helen
E1.
Keller. You remember that joke?
Yeah.
He liked that joke.
DJ E1, one of the dopest individuals, and he's very talented DJ, but he's one of the dopest individuals you ever meet.
Good for him.
Really, really good, solid dude. And he stayed after me for 7 years.
Wow.
Come back, let's do something together. COVID came. I won't really working a whole lot because I was scared to go to work. So I told him if he could find me an open air area, like a space, and
you ain't gonna be held responsible if somebody got sick of it.
Right.
You're the business man.
And he found, and I told him what day I won. I told him how much money I want. Within like 2 hours,
boom,
he calls me and he has a deal in place. And so we did it for a little while. After 7 years, my heart still wasn't in it, so I ultimately left. But Marcus J was at one of my shows, and I seen him, and I just, somehow we just came to talk. I don't remember if I called him over to me or he came over on his own. I don't remember how that happened, but we just sit in a booth, just me and him across the table from each other, and just discuss,
hashed it out.
Previous issues, two grown men having grown man conversation. And, I told him why I was some of the ways that I was. And, not to excuse it at all by just saying because people was trying to do this and people was trying to do that. A lot of it was me. But at that time, I was just, I had people trying to
touch you,
destroy everything that I was attempting to build. And, I never knew that. And I told him I always have respect for you, but we just didn't see, I didn't trust too many people at that time.
Looking back at it from an artist point, back then when I was a comedian and a comics, and I'm sure now I'll let you speak on it, but comics ain't really too keen on the business side of it.
It wasn't even comics. This was when I was doing the podcast and the radio thing.
Or artists or people, the business side of
some of them was comics.
The business side of show business, not too many people are keen and got instinct for.
Well, I mean, I don't like to beat around the bush. So I don't really say names, but it was along lines of,
pay up, motherfuckers. He ain't saying, I'm going to say it. Pay the man his money, goddammit.
It could have been something like that. And then, so they may have...
what was the dude off of 5 Heartbeats? Red?
Yeah, Big Red.
Big Red. It was big.
I was Slim White. All right, there you go. Hey, Pat Brown, regarded headlining comedian all around the country. Pat, she once said on the mic, I was the white Suge Knight. So that's crazy.
That was that guy, man.
But she also said the same night, and I have to curse to say this because shout out.
You talk about Miss Pat?
No. Her name was Pat Brown. She's also a national headliner. Still out there doing her thing.
Still out there. Okay.
But the same night she said I was. Of course, I'm the one that filled up the show, so everybody knew me. But she said, "Does anybody know this guy?" It was at the Funny Bone. Everybody, made some noise for me, and she said he's like the white Suge Knight or whatever. Right. Everybody laughed because I guess everybody knew my character back then.
Yeah.
And then also the same night, he was the head of security at the Funny Bone, a good friend of mine. Shout out to Edison. Rest in peace to a great gentleman, Edison. We had a lot of fun working at the Funny Bone together. But he was a serious karate guy. He was a martial arts guy. He was always very, serious. And he had these glasses on. Same night she called me Suge Knight. She said, looked at Edison. She said, don't he look like he would fuck the shit out you and read a book at the same time? And that's the only time I ever seen Edison break.
Yeah. Certain cats you want to break in the comedy game that lets you know I've made it.
I'm sure the Funny Bone has great security now, but there'll never be another security.
No, not like Edison.
Edison. Shout out, to his
Buzz,
family.
I don't even know if Buzz is still there.
And his daughter Nicole and his junior, his son. Shout out y'all. But Melvin Edison, the senior, great man. Rest in peace.
I saw him pick a shorty up because she was trying to make a scene because a lot of cats were skipping on the tab back in the we call it Apollo Night, the comics.
Without even saying the name, I mean, y'all can figure this out. I seen him, a guy from Chappelle Show slam the guy against the wall and hold him still. And the guy was like, get over me. No, it won't Charlie. It won't Charlie.
Donnell?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And I was the one that was in charge of, because he said he won't perform. And I was the one that had to go talk to him and talk him into performing.
Yeah. So
I had to go kiss Donnell's butt enough to get him to
go back up.
And he got on there and burnt that bitch down.
He's a killer. A lot of cats hate on him. I saw him put up a post the other day, Donnell Rollins. He represented Alexandria, by the way, DMV. But he was like, people hate on him because they think he got on because of Dave.
No.
I mean,
he shined the spotlight on him a little bit more.
I literally got into the stand-up game back in 2005 because of Dave Chappelle's skit, the Dave Chappelle show. But Donnell Rollins is a banger. Like he definitely got stripes in his stand-up.
And the guy that big name guy that's out there right now that is bashing Donnell Rollins and bashing a lot of people. I know a lot of people have a fondness for this guy. I think I think the guy's a clown.
Yeah, well, I
think he's a clown.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna parse that into Corey Holcomb. I'll say names here because we're at that stage of the podcast. But I remember when Ross came to 106.5 and
the most.
Yeah. This is when Rick Ross was one of the biggest hip hop selling artists in the country, and Tim was up there promoting. It might have been because of Mike Street or whatever, but we was up there. Tim was up there promoting.
Yes, I would do 106.5 every Thursday
to promote the comedy show.
Yes, so shout out Mike Street. I would do his show, and then I do Sir RJ show.
And Rick Ross come up in there thinking he the biggest boss. And
he was.
And Tim said, "You ain't that." I mean,
it didn't quite happen like that.
I don't want to paraphrase
but I did say that I think you make hot music. I just don't believe it.
That nigga's tripping.
See how serious y'all can't see because he got the shades on.
Yeah.
But y'all can't see his face. But he is deadpan serious.
Yes. But
he doesn't believe it.
I don't.
And it came out to be true.
I don't. And
Rick Ross was a
in full disclosure, I am a big fan of 50. So, at that time they was really into it. So
yeah, well, I came across I did a podcast when I had a different venue. And I said I had to come to be a fan of 50 just because of the business acumen. And I mean the hip hop artists, I know, but the business acumen.
I've been following them since mixtape days, man.
I was just like, I cannot hate. It's not that I wanted to hate. I was just like, yo, why you messy? I don't like messy people.
Well, I used to DJ, so I was all into the mixtapes
so
and
you
all
can
that.
dig it.
So Power of the Dollar used to get heavy spin for me.
So okay, so now that makes sense. But no, Tim literally go to artists and be like, I don't believe.
Me and Ray J had a little discrepancy.
Yeah, like you would be Tim as the cat back in the day. He's again. We prefaced it all for the audience to let you know we are Gen Xers. We are no longer in that space. But back in that space, Tim would be the one.
We might have chased a guy from a famous rap group across the lobby of a hotel once upon a time. And national headlining comedian, well known. I might have told him, you in the wrong city to be acting that way. And I might have had Sean Adonis blocking the door.
So Sean's a big guy, by the way. So
so I told him, don't let nobody in this door. Don't let nobody out that door. And I might have went in the green room and barked. terribly on the national headliner because he was disrespectful to one of my female friends. That's all.
I mean, well, that's respectful.
And he said he would make it up to her at the end of the show.
And didn't. He didn't hold his word.
Well, he left early.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I did one of those. Look,
he left early.
One night, Tim. I'll explain this to you, so to give you some another grace. One night, I was doing a show for Tim, and he wanted me to. I don't think it was the host. No, it wasn't the host, but it was to go up. And first of all, I was high as
as a lot of y'all was.
Yeah, I was high as a kite, giraffe, Uzi. I was just whatever. I was high as.
You talking about the stool?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the stool. The stool, I was drunk. Okay. But I was high as the Artemis 2 going across the fucking moon, right? And I probably did all of a minute and 90 seconds. I probably did 2. And I got off the stage and brought up the next comic. And Tim looked at me like, what is that? Like, what is you?
Shortest set ever.
Ever. I was just like, wait. Yeah. And that's, looking back now, that's how I could see how you had to be how you had to be. Because
I didn't have to be that way, man. That was a little bit.
I would have been pissed, bro.
I was not. I came into. I did really good things. I gave a lot of people opportunity. I'll take pride in that. But some of it, I brought the wrong attitude to the game. So I brought the wrong attitude to the game. I know I said I own a youth program before that, so that sounds like I was always doing my thing. But I might have lived a different life, which led me to now working with kids to keep them out of trouble, as I used to get in trouble a long time ago. So even though, I had a street mentality, and street and business don't belong together. And it took me a long time to figure that out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you doing?
What's that?
No, I'm just saying, like, when you I'm thinking back to all the funny moments where you call me toilet bowl head because I had the George Jefferson.
He had the George Jefferson.
It ain't like it now. It's always.
It was like
one day
a toilet seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but nah, Grizzly's always been a funny dude. I always appreciated being around him. When I started the radio station with my partner at the time, Deshaun Scott.
Shout out to Deshaun.
Still a really good friend of mine. I would have never got into the.
Is he still cooking? Is he?
No, actually, he's a traveling electrician. I think right now he is in Las Vegas working, but he still lives in Richmond. Him and his wife.
Good money.
Well, he catered my wedding.
Amen.
Exactly.
Me and him done so many events together. Any event I threw, he would be my caterer.
Was he at your birthday party?
Yes. He brought me a thing of Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Oh my God, that is spot on for Tim Casey.
So shout out to Deshaun Scott, really good guy.
I know I got him on social media, but I haven't seen him. And
he's never really on there.
And he was when at global scale.
He was the good cop.
Yeah, he was definitely. He was just like, hey Jay,
he's the good cop. He's the one that everybody would run to when I pissed him off.
Yeah, he was like, hey Jay, hey Grizz, like. It's all right, bro. Like,
and see, that was another thing I told Marcus J. So many people was trying to divide me and Deshaun. We was partners. We came up with the whole concept together, the whole pay structure together. We created the name together.
Global Scale Radio, y'all. If there's an archive of globalscaleradio.com.
Yes, my man down in Nashville. Shout out Jerry Joe Reno. He has a lot of it. So we call him the mad scientist.
Yeah, if you got an archive of Global Scale Radio out there, please
I have
go
some.
see. There was me and Marcus J, the first iteration of a podcast called Internet Radio. Tim knows all the names. Benny had a show.
Well, yeah.
Lawson had a show for a minute.
You was the green room.
Yeah, the green room version. That was the first green room. And I was so excited to do it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so much fucking work.
Some people did it for they was actually trying to build something. Some people just did it to have a little outlet and have some fun.
I was having so much fucking fun to the point I said,
you was the first one out. What are you talking about? You was the first one out of there.
I was the first one out. You remember that phone call? I say, Tim, I'm giving it to Marcus because I can't do it no more, bro.
But can I be honest?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's ever done a show with me over the years and all that. I mean, it's a lot of names, a lot of shows. I mean, we had 40 shows. That was 40 shows. We had 20 shows at one time. So I wanted, every day to have content. I want every day to have multiple live shows.
And I said it earlier, it was before podcasting. So in the early 2010s,
yes,
like, and it was called Global Scale Internet Radio, Global Scale Radio. Internet radio, you go online, you go on the website, you hearing something. There was no video.
GlobalScaleRadio.net.
Right. And there was no video, but you could hear it. So this was like, I'm trying to think of a metaphor. Like, it was like,
it's radio, but it was just you had to log online to hear it instead of cutting on your radio.
There you go. But nowadays, you're doing video, you got lights and cameras and all that shit.
This was the
baby before the adult,
the precursor
to it. And so for that, I think the opportunity to have that,
we had 40 shows. Man.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I
not at one time. 20 at one time, but 40 overall.
I couldn't have taken those shorts without being with Global Scale Radio, honestly, because
and I'm gonna say this, I was about to say it, but I mean, all jokes aside, and I'm not glazing my man too much, and I already said some good things about him, but out of every last show, I had a handful of favorite shows, but the guy I respected the most that I ever dealt with over there, believe it or not, was Marcus J, because he took it serious.
Yeah, he definitely.
And I wanted everybody to take it serious. Now, personally, we didn't always see eye to eye, but the way he conducted his business, he was my favorite guy to deal with over there.
I'll tell you how that came together. So, me and Carlton Banks, it was just on some GP because he's just like if you was to do something and you call Sean, come on, man, let's just kick it. But I was like, yo, I need a straight. You got a Abbott. Oh, God damn, I'm so old. You got an Abbott and then you have a Costello, right?
Yeah, that is old.
Yeah, I'm so old, bro. And I was like, I need a straight man. And me and Carlton is talking, and we was like, well, who's the straight man? And I remember back in my pro wrestling we used to have pay-per-view wrestling parties. And I remember meeting Marcus, and I was just like, he's so different than all of my homeboys I deal with, but he fits in the clique. He's just so straight edge. Like, he ain't back then. He definitely didn't. I was just like, hey, yo, remember that guy from the pay-per-view joint? Like, what was his name? What's he doing? He was like, Marcus. Oh, I don't know. Let's holler at him. I'll give you his number and you see what he's doing. And Marcus is a journalism major from Virginia Union.
Very intelligent guy,
right? So I was just like, okay, I'll holler at him. And he said, bro, I've been waiting for this opportunity. You do your thing. Just let me do my thing. I said, bro, you can do your thing.
If I had 10 more guys like that guy, Global Scale Radio would still be around.
Right. Exactly. Hold on.
Exactly.
Shout out to Shiki. I mean, exactly.
And see, one thing that a lot of people don't know, they always see you laughing and joking and being silly.
Yeah.
You are a very intelligent cat,
of
too,
course
man.
I am.
So,
of course I am.
you're capable of having real deep intellectual conversations.
Yeah, but
that ain't what you always lead with.
No.
So sometimes you be the silly guy in the room
because I know the audience.
But you're really an intellectual.
Yes. Well, thank you.
You are, man. You are.
Thank you. If you want to have that conversation, I will. But I just know that it's called show business, and there is no business without the show. So I have to give him the show, and then like Alex is the same way. Alex Scott, smart guy.
Also a smart guy.
And so you got to give him the show to kind of like Venus flytrap him, and then you hit him with some intellectuals, the audience that is, with some intellectual stuff, and then you got to decide whether you want to do that or not. And I was just like, this shit. Nah, I don't want to do. I don't want to.
Speaking of Alex, though, if y'all on say like Facebook or whatever, hashtag Smoke in the City, y'all can check out some of the stuff he's doing now. It's his comedic commentary, and
Alex is a good dude.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about Alex when
I got a million stories.
Yeah, a million stories, but I'm gonna ask you one of them. By the way, I'm coming to you in a second.
Okay.
So I when I met him, you introduced me to him, and this was after I bombed at a place in the city, and I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, any advice for me?" He was just like, "Just keep going up on stage," and gave me the peace sign. Now that is some real good advice. Like, you need more practice, but that's not the shit I needed to hear, bro.
Come on, Alex. That was a brush off, bro. That was a brush off. But Alex was on his grind right there.
He was. But much respect to him and the efforts and the comedy that he put out there. I still remember this joke I tell my wife one of the shows. He said it's borrowed a joke, but he called somebody and said food line, said chicken wings don't sell a food line for like I'm fucking up the joke. Give me a good Alex Scott story.
Okay, so Alex, well, first of all, he's the only comic that I knew back then. He does well in life now. He has nice house, nice cars.
We're putting you over, big guy.
No, nice house, nice cars. Or they lives well, him and his wife and they kids, they live a great life. But once upon a time, when he was on his grind, Alex, if he had a show, and this is no exaggeration, he had a show in another state, and he didn't have a way, he would go buy a $500 hoopty. And he would that you don't even know if it's gonna make, but he would make sure that guy would drive 3 states over
to get to a gig.
Yeah, that's so love. He was always. But one of my favorite things about him. When I was at the Funny Bone, I started incorporating like other style of entertainment. Like I brought Cousin Pete, the rap, there, and me and Cousin Pete developed a real strong friendship. That's like my brother. And Alex is from Culpeper, Virginia, so he had a show in Culpeper, Virginia. So it was gonna be me, Alex. I was bringing Cousin Pete with me.
Oh my God.
And we was bringing one of the guys.
One of them hotel ballroom type shows, probably.
I thought.
Yeah.
So, and we brought one of the guys from Lyric Ave with us.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a foursome right there. Me, Alex Scott, Cousin Pete, and Craig.
Lyric Ave probably was a good venue for comics to get to.
Right. And so we went to Culpeper. It was the most beat up backwoods bar in Culpeper, Virginia. And Alex was
on one
making fun of a girl in the crowd, and she got on the phone and was calling
her people
Junebug and Boo Boo and everybody to come get there. And I was like, "Yo, Alex, you might want to chill." And Alex didn't want to chill. Alex forgot his jokes, I guess, because he doing crowd work. He spent his whole entire set on that lady, and she was saying, that's okay, like the show got hijacked, they coming for y'all. And I remember Cousin Pete grabbing me, and I was like, yo man, we need to get out of here. And Cousin Pete just pushed me behind him, and he might have pulled something. And he was like,
it's all right, we good. And I was like, oh my God, we gonna fit the yeah, we all go catch cases in Culpeper, Virginia. He did a Booker T. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
Yeah, and we wind up getting out of there, and then we made our way to Fredericksburg, where we went to a Denny's.
Oh no, this the after spot? This is after
no, this
show?
Was the show. Then we went to Denny's in Fredericksburg afterwards. And once again, Cousin Pete, shout out to Pete, was trying to holler at some girls up in there, and they wind up being the females of a bike club, and then a whole bike club came in there.
Oh my God.
And then so now we about to have a standoff with the whole bike club in there.
But God, can you think of so many times God has gotten you out of tights?
And Alex never cuts off. Alex is, we about to fight a whole bike club or anything, and Alex is sitting there making jokes the whole time.
Yeah, well,
in Denny's.
Yeah, that's what most comics do.
And I'm like,
hopefully somebody
we about to
defeat
die.
it. Yeah.
He going out with a joke.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
So yeah, but shout
A
out
bullshit.
that is my real OG. Antoine Scott, Alex Scott, and I have two other OGs in the comedy game. One, his name was Fat Doctor. Rest in peace. Darcel Blackman. He was a writer on Martin Show.
Okay.
Straight out of DC. Started all the DC comics. And moved to Richmond. And I mean, he was an older gentleman, and he became. He used to teach comedy class to a lot of the local comedians down at Kazi's, down in
Newport News.
Yes,
yeah.
And he always showed me extreme love. One of my good friends in DC named Funny Man Skiba put me down with him.
I know him.
That's my guy right there.
Anyway.
Shout out Skiba, that's my guy. And then also the other OG was DL Hughley. He gave me a lot of good advice.
Exactly.
Early on,
DL is a legend.
The man shouted me out on Tom Joyner Morning Show.
Yeah, he got tentacles like everywhere that he's touched.
Got me several thousands of Twitter followers back then just because he tagged me and told people to follow me.
Right.
I never forget it. Follow my guy in Richmond, Virginia, Tim Casey. He's a righteous cat.
What the hell, Tim?
Yeah, and also, I got to be around people like Charlie Murphy and John Witherspoon. Actually, had to have me, John Witherspoon, and Gary Minke. Had a dinner, just us three, at the beach house out in Innsbruck. It was a really cool time.
Boy, you take it to the beach house.
Hey, Minke's
you had
playing.
John Witherspoon out at the beach house.
Yeah, Minke's playing. I'm thinking I'm gonna be with them. I'm just gonna try to soak up some of the conversation, but Minke's chilling at the bar.
So it was after 5 o'clock hour office part.
So Minke was at the bar because he knew the owner of the place. So it was just me and John Witherspoon all night sitting at the table, and he's telling me amazing stories about Eddie Murphy, about Richard Pryor, about Paul Mooney. He was telling me, and he was just such a cool guy. Not at all like his character on stage. Real mellow, cool cat.
To Witherspoon, man. To Spoon. He seems to, if I was to meet him, he seemed like he would have been a joy.
It was just a very knowledgeable, cool guy, open to share some experiences and some wisdom. And Charlie Murphy, hands down, the greatest storyteller I've ever been around. I was blessed to actually have a lot of conversation with him and hear the real stories that they played out on the Chappelle Show. And it's not a lot of difference in the real story and what you seen on it, except they put a funny visual to it.
Yeah.
But those were the real stories, almost to
what got Charlie Murphy? What
cancer?
And
cancer sucks. Y'all know that.
Cancer sucks. I dealt with a situation this past week where I saw the transition of one of my homeboys because of that. And when you talked about Charlie Murphy, the first thing I thought of was cancer. And that shit does not. It's indiscriminate.
Lost a lot of good friends and lost a lot of loved ones to that.
Like it's so indiscriminate, man. And so my lesson, my thing with that, when I think about Charlie Murphy, when I think about my homeboy Bear, is, man, when you wake up and you touch your feet on solid ground, that is a blessing. I wake up and I say, I'm here.
So yeah, definitely. If you're out there, you're listening, man, get yourself checked. Make sure you go to them doctor. I know people don't like going to doctors and all that, but I mean,
I'm a hypochondriac. My wife say, my mama told my wife before she transitioned, she said, my son's a hypochondriac, and you need to calm him down because if I got a hangnail, I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to figure out what's going on. And I know pre-show we talked about some of the stuff you might have dealt with.
A couple of health ailments. Nothing. I mean, I'm good now.
Good.
Slight heart condition I'm living with, but I was never a drinker. I was never a smoker. I was never nothing like that. my biggest thing is I'm on the road working all the time, not actually physically working on the road, but I travel a lot for work.
Right.
And so I'm always in hotels. So eating healthy is
a challenge.
Is a big challenge.
Because
So,
you got to find a good place to give. But talk if you want to talk about what it does to the mentals, knowing that as we get older, as men, Gen X is like my knee go out every time I go up my steps, and I'm like, God.
I had knee surgery several years ago, so yeah, it's
like you gotta do some mental gymnastics to be like, what is going on?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just taking care of yourself. Just try to do the things you're supposed to do. You don't supposed to eat fast food every day. You could probably get in a little exercise when you can. I mean, we all, I'm sure everybody that can see this or hear my voice, I'm sure you got loved ones and people that like you being here in the world with them. So just take care of yourself. Do whatever you got to do. Take care of yourself.
Very simply put, Tim Casey, the Irishman.
Oh man, I got a real Irish name too, not the Tim Casey. The full name, Timothy Sean O. Casey.
Oh my God!
Yes. Yeah.
O. Casey.
Yeah, probably my first outfit. I had to check with my mom. Was probably like a leprechaun. So I don't know. That's very Irish.
Magically.
But my last name is strange. My last name is not O. Casey. It was with my ancestors.
Right.
But when they moved to America, they dropped the O to legalize it. So again, we didn't have finances in the house. So my dad didn't legally change my name. It's Timothy Sean O. Casey. So it's just
but somebody, either you or somebody in your family did the research to know that.
Oh, my brother and my father's all into their Irish heritage. I never.
And that's why. Give me a fist bump, bro. Okay. And that's why you because the Irish is not that far from African Americans in America.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't really.
You don't know about the Irish in America?
I didn't really follow my Irish.
Oh my God!
Heritage. My dad, my brother would go to the Irish festival here in Richmond.
Good for them.
All the time.
Good for them.
They would always ask me to go, but
you should have went.
I would never went.
Next one that comes, go.
No, I decided to go one time, and that wound up. My father passed shortly thereafter, so I do have that.
Yeah.
So I do have that. It was, I guess, it was meant for me to go that time. So yeah.
No, the Irish in America was back in the turn of the 20th century, because we're in the 21st century now. But in the early 20th century, the Irish and the Italians, or the Italians, or the Tuscans, were the equivalent to Mexicans were today, or Hispanics were today.
He's a smart guy.
Right. And so for folks that don't know, and I forgot who I heard this say, but I heard it today. Like, people forget that, America's a melting pot, and nobody is a whole person on stolen land. Like, it took an amalgamation of folks to get here, meaning it was the Native Americans, it was the Mexicans, it was the Irish, it was the Italians, it was the Africans, it was the British, it was the everybody from Scotland to the British Isles, the Europeans. So, we hit in this thing together. And one of the things I learned from Tim Casey was he brought some people together. And Lord knows, somebody in your bloodline said, hey, man, you got the talent, you got the ability to bring people together.
Yeah, I guess that was my talent, to be able to put, shine a spotlight on talented people.
And you brought them together, man.
Speaking of which, man, I mean,
shout outs tonight. So
I want to do a few shout outs. That's just because we're talking about the radio. When we did the radio, we talking about
that was global scale. Go look it up, y'all.
Yeah, and when we did the comedy rooms, I had 9 comedy rooms plus the Funny Bone here in Richmond. So 10 comedy rooms here in Richmond. And my little, I got to do the air quotes here. So my little claim to fame was I gave 54 first time comics their very first mic
One of them is me.
Actually, I never counted you because
Oh shit.
no, nothing like that. I never counted you because your actual first time was not with me.
Right.
You actually did a joint down in Jacksonville. Now I made that phone call.
Yeah, you put
to say
you put me
because
on.
I didn't have a room except the Funny Bone at that time.
Yeah, you put me on. I definitely wasn't ready for that room at that time, but you put me on.
So that was called
Crossroads.
Crossroads.
He said, "Be in Selden, Besson. Remember Selden?
Yes,
Selden. Be in Selden. I mean, Selden bombed worse than me. So,
but 54 first time comics, first time they ever performed anywhere was at my room. One of the 9 or 10 rooms that I had, and some of my personal favorites. I mean, we had a million comics over the years, but just some of my personal favorites that I knew if they was performing. No matter if the other people was good or bad, we was gonna have a good night. I just want to give them a special shout out. So if y'all checking this out, shout out to Benny Blanco Perry.
Exactly.
He was at all the rooms. Shout him out. He actually had a show at global scale. CJ Richardson, even though he would make me talk him into it, he'll come and
no, you got to let me give editing credit over there. CJ, bring your black ass on this goddamn podcast. I see you every day. You live right around the corner, brother. Come on.
CJ always would just come for support, and I would have to go over there and say,
"Come on,
you going?" And he was like, "Man, I'm just here to support." And I would, "Come on, man,
CJ's
come on."
A good dude.
And he would get up there, and he did great every time. So shout out CJ Richardson, James Lawson, one of my personal favorites. James Lawson is.
Lawson,
he is the man. I mean,
he is the man.
He's made me laugh like out loud more than pretty much anyone, with the exception of one person, which I'm gonna say later. I have a personal favorite comedian out here, but Ray Bullock. We didn't work together a lot. But he predated me as far as having rooms, and he always answered the phone when I called. He always did everything.
I might use you to get him to come home.
Yeah, so Ray is he always gave me whatever wisdom he had about how to run a room.
Wrestling fan too.
How to run a room properly, and like I said, he didn't perform in my rooms a lot because he had his own room, and he is he was just always a good dude to me, and I think he's very talented as well.
Talented brother.
Yeah, and so who we got here? Richard Woody, one of the guys I gave him my first start. I gave him his first start. First time he ever got on the mic was in one of my rooms. It was over in Lakeside, and I mean, he's just was a funny guy to me, and he's always a nice guy. So, and my personal favorite female comedian of all time.
Wait a minute, let me get the drop ready for you. Go ahead.
Here in Richmond, my favorite female comedian in Richmond ever. Her name was Mikhail Kettner.
Where is she?
I don't know where she's at, but she was amazingly talented.
She was cutthroat dry. She had a lot of different.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. My rooms is she's
I'm about to look her up right now.
She's a black female, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of the rooms before me,
she did a lot of white rooms.
Were catered to the white comics.
Yeah.
And so that was the rooms that she did a lot, and she did great in those. My rooms were considered more urban rooms. So a lot of the comedians.
She doesn't know it back then, but she could have. I mean, her.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. So she came to my room to show me some love, and she was a little intimidated at first at the crowd. She was like, this ain't the kind of crowd I usually do. She went up there,
crushed it,
and rocked it.
Yeah.
More than I've ever seen any female comic. No disrespect. There's plenty great ones out here. And I want to shout out one special one in just a minute, but Mikhail rocked that room so much. I always had people asking me when she come back. And she came back a couple times.
Do you have her on your social?
Yes, but I don't know how often she's on there. But
she'll come to the podcast.
She stopped doing comedy, to my knowledge, but she could have easily, very easily with her talent, been a national headline.
I remember seeing her at Cafe Deal. She was amazing. In the fan. Go ahead.
Remo Mills. That's my guy.
Remo
Mills supported every room I ever had. Every room I ever had, he was there, and he was always one of the crowd favorites. And a really good dude. Israel, shorter career. I don't think
next time
I
you
think
see
he had
him,
other things going on in his life, like good things, like
next time you see him, you're gonna see him here.
great job and all that. But he was very talented, upcoming. I don't think he put the time in at that time to be as good as he was capable of being, but he was still really good, and a lot of people
For
really
you
liked
to remember Israel and Michelle Kettner, man.
Israel was very, very talented, but I'm just saying, he was still on an upcoming thing back then. So
sometimes, like with comics, shit can throw you off.
Shout out to Bumpy G.
Niggas tripping.
also global scale alum.
Yeah, I remember we did a show, Fully Loaded Studios. It was back in the Cut.
Yeah, that was
your room.
Yeah,
and Charles, I forgot the name of
Charles Walden.
Charles Walden
straight out of
came
Philly,
through.
national headliner. I brought him there.
Did a show there, and Bumper came up, and everybody was dry. I was the only one that had the yak. Bumper say, "Hey, Grizz, let me hit that."
And also,
he took my whole Crown Royal.
A young lady that used to come out. She was not a comedian. She was in the crowd, and she was just and I just thought she was so hilarious just in conversation. I would sit at the table with her, and she was so funny that I would say, "You really need to try this comedy thing." And she would say, "No, I don't want to be a comedian. I'm just coming to watch the show." Yo, you could be funnier than all these people. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, she started doing it, and she's an amazing talent. I would say she's probably the most driven lady I've ever seen out of Richmond, Virginia. She does shows all over the country, outside of the country. She does everything. And she is always funny, always upbeat, always energetic, always a crowd favorite. I'm talking about Patrice DeVoe.
West End #1.
Oh man. You will one day be seeing her on a sitcom or a movie,
a comedy
or something.
special, Netflix.
She's that talented.
Yeah, she's that talented,
and she has that drive. Man, some of these people that came and went, if she could, if they had half of her drive,
yeah, they would be.
They would have a really good career.
This is what this guy does, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he is a talent seeker. When I say seeker, like, he can spot talent, and he just, hey, yeah, you could do it. You just gotta put the pieces together, and he will stay on you to the point where you like, God.
And one young lady I've never had a chance to work with.
Okay.
Because I stopped before I ever knew of her.
Okay.
And when I was coming back after 7 years, I had one phone conversation with her, and we probably would have ultimately worked together, but I didn't stick around long on my second stint. But I've seen some of her work, online and whatever, and I think she's talented. And I just want to shout her out, even though I never met her in real life and I never worked with her. But Apple Brown Betty.
Oh, Betty.
Yeah. Shout out to her. That would have been somebody I would have wanted to work with.
It would not have worked back then. It would work today. Back then,
why?
Definitely.
She tough.
Oh, boy.
I had a phone conversation with her one time, and she was very nice.
She's a wonderful person.
But she about her business.
She's definitely about her business, but she's about as equally about her business as she is as a wonderful human being.
Hey, can't be mad, man. She doing her thing.
Good thing.
But my personal favorite.
Okay.
Now, of course, I have a fondness for Antoine because he first guy to reach out to me. Alex, because we did a lot of good, powerful things together. But the guy who's made Lawson, always great on the show. But my favorite comedian that's ever come through Richmond that made me laugh the most out of anybody. Like, not polite laughs, not
genuine.
Hard belly laugh.
Okay.
And he needs to come back to the comedy world is David C. Wingfield.
Oh,
Exactly.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
do you know? I reached out to Wingfield. I always call comics that I don't know by their last name comics I know by their first name. Wingfield, I went to his comedy class
He's the man.
back in 2014. I reached out to him when I started so many iterations of a podcast over not global scale, but like I said, in that radio and now here taking no shorts.
Shout out Legacy.
I'm left on red. I
You ever thought you hear that?
What? Shout out Legacy? No, I didn't.
He said that.
No, I
Shout
didn't.
out Legacy.
I missed it, as a matter of fact. But no, Wingfield is. I'm gonna let you. I'll leave. I'm gonna toss it to you after this.
Okay.
Funny man. I don't know. I would love to find out why he's no longer writing for me or writing for somebody, because he was a great joke teller.
That's why he's so funny to me. He's the best writer I know.
Yeah, he's a good joke writer. And I'm curious to know, like, bro, like, but see, I kind of like Wingfield he's our age, right?
Yes.
And so I think I got my guesses, but
he's a proud father now.
Yeah, like I just think sometimes when life happens, sometimes comics.
But you know, his wife went on Food Network.
Food Network, yeah.
Now, if y'all anywhere near Kroger, I suppose any other grocery store,
I bought her
the
desserts.
Kia chips.
Yeah, man.
And she has her own line of potato chips, so they're doing well.
So I think he made a decision to be like, okay, I got to pivot. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm going to use this clip to get him to come. So go
I don't know,
talk
man.
right there and say, Wingfield, come do taking the show.
Well, yeah, come do the podcast, Wingfield. I mean, and tell him what you want him to know, and don't tell him what you don't want him to know.
Exactly.
But either way, let your face be seen, man. Let your face be seen.
He's a good dude on top of it.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. He's well, number one, he's the only guy in Richmond that has some Casey impression. He's rocked.
That's true.
He's rocked many crowds that I put in the butts in the seat with a Tim Casey impression, and I couldn't do nothing but
he only can do it. I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do an impression of Wingfield doing Tim Casey.
They had a roast for me. Jay Ski, Fat Doctor, these like legendary names. Corey Marshall hosted.
Oh my God!
Shout out Corey Marshall. That's my man.
You want to do a story of Corey?
Well,
outside the funny bone Corey.
No. Well, when I first met him, he was one of the guys I wasn't so nice to it. But
Corey's a good dude.
I was completely wrong because when I got to know him, man,
he's a good dude.
You couldn't find a nicer guy.
Yeah.
So he's a really great guy, and he's very talented. So, but I mean, yeah, now I would consider somebody that I'm really friendly with, even though I don't talk to him much because my knowledge he doesn't live around anymore.
No, he out of town, and I hit him up. I've hit him up multiple times. Jaye's been here, but Corey, I know I gotta get.
Yeah, Jaye's a cool guy too, man. We did a lot of shows together as well. So
I mean, comics are not going to not when you were promoting a Tim Casey show. When comics talk and say they're doing a Tim Casey show, they say we were going to do a Tim Casey show, and it's like set it and forget it.
My show
was packed.
They might not have been fond of me personally at one time, some of them, but they still was gonna come to my show.
Yeah, like I had
the people.
Yeah, you brought an audience, bro,
and also it was Richmond was devoid of urban rooms at the time.
Amen.
Exactly. It was a lot of hipster type rooms and everything like that. You could always, and it would be 20 comics, and if you have a different style of comedy, you have more urban style, you might go and you might be 20th on the list, and you have to wait all night to get up for 5-10 minutes, and it might only be 3 people left by the time in the crowd. By the time
I'm going to give you some more flowers. I'm going to put these are pro wrestling references, and I'm going to put them over. I remember doing Jarvis's room, Jesse Jarvis' room down in McCormick.
Oh, that's another one of my favorites. Shout out Jesse Jarvis, man.
I did McCormick's. Yeah, man. McCormick's down at 18.
Funny guy.
Between Franklin and Broad. And I did his room. And I don't know how you found out I did his room, but you was like, why you doing his room? I was just
I
like,
used to take it personal if I want the first
yeah, it
room
was
of the night.
I was just like, I'm just working out, bro. I'm just like, yo, man, you gotta give me my credit. Like I put you on. Like
I would always take it personal. You could go to 5 rooms at night,
but
if
do mine first.
If I want the first room, I was taking it. Come on, man.
No, it's a business. I mean, the show business part I know now. Because look, check this out, Tim. I book guests, right?
Yes.
And when I book guests, I always tell them, and I preface it by saying, shit could come up at any time. Anything could come up. Your life could happen or whatever. All I ask is just let me know so I can properly arrange the pod. So and some guests have literally come to Taking Those Shorts, record the podcast, and hit me out to be like, I don't like the way I look. Don't put it out.
I don't care. This is the way I look. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, you understand now. I understand now being on the other side of the show business game.
I don't. Present yourself how you want to be presented. Then you ain't got to worry about, I didn't show my true character or whatever. Stop pretending to be somebody you're not. Then
this is what he did to Rick Ross.
Well, I mean, just know what you want to talk about. Answer the questions honestly. Don't answer the questions you don't want to answer. And
people will say, "But don't put that out." And I'm like, "Well, we already recorded the pod. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. So I mean, this man's doing a service right now. He can give you some shine.
I'm trying to just stick my foot and toe into the comedy game.
You want to be a private person. Don't get into the entertainment business.
Man.
Exactly.
He is the stand-up comedy comedian whisperer here, ladies and gentlemen. I could not say it anymore and put him over anymore. I think we touched on
a few more. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
A few more because when I said Jesse Jarvis, made me think of my man Kenny Wingle.
Wingle did a show the other. I've been to his show.
I didn't get a chance to work with Wingle often, but always.
He'll be here soon. He might be here next week.
I didn't get a chance to work with him often, but always a good, solid dude. Always polite. Always, complimentary. And again, I always had to end it with super duper talented, very funny man, good guy. And Jason down Petersburg. I
might not have worked.
I'm trying to think. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all help me out with the name, but he's a good guy, man.
K is Klingman.
Yeah, Jason Klingman. Jason Klingman,
both of them.
Another good guy, another talented guy.
I don't know if he runs Wabi Sabi or not. I don't know who runs the Petersburg.
And all the way out in Cali.
Okay.
My guy that I took a chance on in Richmond that everybody wrote off, and he wound up doing amazing things in his career, and that is Patrick McCarthy.
Shaggy McCarthy. Hold on. We got to take our time with this one. Hold on.
My funny Patrick McCarthy thought is I had the urban room. He killed in the room. Well, but at first it was like he was very hipster like in his approach, and he wasn't getting the time and the other nights. So I said, hey man, you can. Well, I said I took a chance on him. You can come be do my nights, but my nights. No faces look like his. Oh man, urban is.
He was okay with that though.
But at first he was a little nervous, and then a lady started heckling him.
Amen.
And a lady started heckling him, and he instead of getting flustered,
he got it.
He said, "So I forgot." In his stiff Caucasian, very Caucasian way, she got up and walked away or something, and he just said, "Bitches be tripping." And the crowd erupted. And he was the man ever since. And my first
Patrick, do you remember that?
My first room outside of the Funny Bone was called Lakeside Labs.
Oh man, round of applause
at
for that.
McCook's.
Remember he went out with somebody, I think Black Magic said, I dare you to say the N-word. And he said, oh.
Yeah. McCook's. That's what Lakeside Labs was, and now it's called Bryant Park Bar and Grill. Y'all go check that out. Shout out
to my
man.
Same owner?
No.
Okay.
It's Chris Moyer that owns it now. A really good dude. Y'all check it out on a Thursday. You got my man.
I might have to go in there just to reminisce.
Yeah, my
Am
man.
I allowed? Because I know sometimes
Yes,
we not
got my
allowed.
man Kenny DJing there on a Thursday. It's a great time. I check it out all the time. But at the time, my first room outside of the Funny Bone was Lakeside Laughs, and my first host ever was Patrick McCarthy.
Yeah, that's my first one. After I did Crossroads, I came up to Lakeside.
I was telling
and
your ass not to stand on the bar.
Yeah,
stool.
that was my room. I tell my wife to this day, I love that room. I was sad to see that room go.
You know, I was on the blacklisted by the Funny Bone at the time.
Because you went there?
Well, no, all the people that I had problems with at the Funny Bone no longer at the Funny Bone. They've been gone for years and years and years.
Right.
The people that at the Funny Bone now are great people. I know some
comedy
of them,
room here in Richmond.
They're really, really cool people that run the Funny Bone. So it's no residual bad feelings. But
Right.
the people back then,
didn't want you to do.
well, they owed me some money.
Yeah,
I hate to say it
whatever.
that way. And so it was either kind of be quiet and continue to do business, or
Keep it moving.
or make a noise about the money they owe me and let's part ways. So I chose, I can't do business with people who owe me money, so I chose to part ways. So it was a mandate to all the comedians at the time that was regular at the Funny Bone.
It was like
if you do a room with that guy, you'll never be allowed back at the Funny Bone.
Right.
And
I remember. Oh, okay.
That's what made me start getting all these comedians, giving them their first chance, because I had the crowd. I just didn't have comedians.
Right.
And then little by little, the first one was David C. Wingfield said, I'm going to support him. And he went, and it really blew open when Antoine Scott came over there.
Him and his the stand. He used to do it.
He said, how much time you want me to do? I said, man, I'm not giving you no time. You go do whatever you want to do.
He was all night.
He did 30 minutes.
He was all night.
And talked about the red curtain that we had hanging up.
Well, they had a red, and then they had like a brick wall. And I don't know.
No, it was a glass. And so people wouldn't walk past the glass and distract. Put a red curtain up.
Oh my God.
And he did 30 minutes mostly on just the curtain.
Killed it.
People was in tears.
Killed it.
And once those two guys came and did it, all the other comedians came.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Yeah, all the other comedians came, and it was never a problem. And all of them still got to go to the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
So it was.
I did the Funny Bone after that, but it was a bringer show. You got to bring a certain amount of people.
It was great times. I mean, I miss the people. I don't miss the business.
That's what I say. That's why I'm doing Taking No Shorts, because the business is. I don't want to run down the business. Just sound like an old wrestler. Sound like Ray Stevens.
The crippler.
Yeah, right. I don't want to do that.
And shout out also to Nikki McMullen, Tisha Lassane, and Roscoe Burnhams. I have many people that wasn't comedians, Cousin Pete, all that, but they still came performed at a lot of my shows. Whether they were singers, rappers, poets, or whatever, they came and did their thing, and they always show love. So shout out to those just four that stick out in my mind right there.
Talking about practice,
yeah.
Not a game.
Nikki McMullen, amazing vocalist out here. I'm sure most people in this city know all about her. She's amazing. Tisha Lassane, she now has a spot over in the north side of Richmond called Harlem Blues. If y'all in the Richmond area, y'all make sure y'all go check out Harlem Blues. It is a nice little venue, and she does a lot of live entertainment. And of course, Roscoe Burnhams. I don't know what he's doing right now, but to me, he's hands down the best spoken word artist.
I've seen some of his content.
He's amazing.
On my feed, I've seen some of his content. Man, Tim, that like I said in the beginning of the pod, you got tentacles everywhere, bro. And so you got to. I mean, I don't know if you. I don't even know if that's the right question. If you can accept your flowers.
There was a time I couldn't. I was very bitter about, some things didn't work out how I wanted to work out.
People fuck with your money. Like, you have a right to be upset.
I was bitter over the years, but again, over time you go through some changes.
But why I went to another set before I came to your side, I don't understand.
No,
it wasn't no money between us. It was friendship.
Yeah, but also,
loyalty is a big thing to you. One of the things I took away from knowing you is that
all my friends, Taku, Aaron Cruz, I'm blessed to have a lot of good friends. Sean, as I shouted out earlier a couple of times, Arthur Lee. I probably got 25 guys in Richmond that I'm still in contact with that I've been friends with 40 years.
And I respect that.
And, a lot of the ladies, I have a lot of female friends as well that I've been like sister types that I've been friends with for
as Adonis said, you got to come on.
There's so many years. And so, loyalty is a big thing to me. And it's just like, I'm blessed to have a lot of people that show loyalty to me. Right. And matter of fact, one thing I got to say, when me and Marcus J was having that conversation, getting reacquainted and all that, and hashing out any, past hard feelings, one of the things I told him was, a lot of people I started and they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Then, so we parted ways. So then they went and started their own thing, which I couldn't understand. They can't afford to do business with me. But so now they can afford. But hey, shout out to them. They try to do their thing. Yeah. But I feel like people was trying to, hurt my business, not because they started theirs, because instead of finding their people, they would reach out
to the same folks that
my people that I've already built. It was
the pinch off of folks. Well, I mean, in the town that we live in, folks, I mean, it's a small circle after a while, but I can see now in 2026 what you're talking about.
But the loyalty thing was not one person that they reached out to ever left. Not one.
No. I mean,
they offered them all kind of deals and knowing, I'll give you the first 3 months for free just to leave that guy. Not one person left me because of that. So loyalty has always been a big thing to me. I'm loyal to my people and they seem to be loyal back. And you just came to my birthday party and a lot of those people in there I knew 40 years.
40 years, yeah. Well, yep. Yeah, I won't go ahead and give Marcus J say, you going to Casey's birthday party? I said, damn, it's October.
October the 24th.
Because I remember one birthday party I went to. It was 15 years ago. I was just like, I ain't been to a Tim Casey party.
Yeah, and that was at Lakeside.
Yeah, right? I ain't been to a Tim Casey party in a minute.
Well, I got talked into that this year.
Oh, word?
Because I'm out of town all the time.
Yeah,
right?
so I didn't know about that. I didn't know you got talked into it. I'm thinking it's already planned and all that.
No, I haven't had a birthday party in probably 7-8 years, right? Yeah. And what happened was, shout out my man, the legendary El Bravador, legendary.
Shout out to Brad.
Yeah, legendary radio voice. He's a good friend of mine. And he was having his 60th.
Wow.
So he reached out to me. He said, I know you don't go to a lot of places, but I want you there. So I said, all right, can I bring somebody? So he said, yeah, of course. So I said, I'm going to bring Sean because Sean think highly of you. He's like, oh, yeah, I like Sean a lot. Bring him. So me and Sean went to his 60th party. And it was like the who's who of all the radio
folks. Radio.
I'm chilling with Mickey Spencer. Right. I'm chilling with Chocolate Chip. I'm chilling with all these folks.
A half a pound of meal.
And then so they when they doing the big, legendary picture of all the legends, they get on the mic and say, Tim Casey, get up here. And I was like, no, I don't do that. But they showed me so much love, they forced me in the picture. And then Brad said, man, your birthday's coming up, right? What you doing? And I said, yeah, it's in 2 weeks. And then I said, I'm having a birthday dinner. It was me, him, and Mike Street and Sean. And then I said, I'm having a birthday dinner. And Mike Street gets disgust on his face. He said, a birthday dinner? Yeah, what's wrong with a birthday dinner? He said, that don't seem very much like Tim Casey. And then I said, well, I'm gone all the time. I'm working. I've been through some things in my life over the last couple of years, had a couple little health things. He said, well, that's more reason to have a party. And then Brad said, definitely. So you should do it. So I said, let me get away from these guys. So I go slide away and go into the DJ booth. And who happens to be the DJ? My old DJ, DJ E1.
DJ Hella Keller.
And then so And then so I said, man, they trying to get me to do a party. He said, you should, and I'm a DJ. And I was like,
damn.
All right. And then my
Synergy.
man that owns Trevor's in the East End of Richmond, his name is Mike Cox.
Okay.
He was like, you could do it here. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta do it. So in 2 weeks I threw it together and we wound up having a nice full house. So it worked out, and now everybody wants me to do events. Everybody wants me to do events again. But sadly I don't have the time.
That's right.
And I am now a international union organizer. So I'm out here fighting the battles against corporate America, trying to make sure
for the working class.
Exactly. Trying to make sure people get paid right and good health care, and help put their kids through college, and they have pensions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm fighting a good fight out here, but sadly that takes me away a lot. So.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation that I could have with you, Tim Casey, being on the forefront here for workers' rights.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
For progressivism, for... God.
They send me all over the place. I recently just got back from Pennsylvania, from Maryland, and now I'm pretty much down in the 757 Virginia Beach area most of my time.
I hope, well... It's election season coming up in November, so I'm sure.
I actually get to talk to the people that's running for office too.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought? Ma, I made it. I'm out here talking to the people running for political office.
Sean O'Casey.
And I get to actually tell them my true feelings.
Yeah. Get it together.
Yes.
Pay the people a fair wage.
Yes.
I did an episode about the dude that took out the United Healthcare guy. I forgot his name, Luigi.
You about to say something crazy?
No, I'm not.
I can't co-sign this.
No, you're not going to co-sign it because I ain't going to say nothing crazy.
Okay.
But I said, that can only happen if folks don't let the playing fields get stuff like that gets upside down. So for that to get a Luigi to go out and do something like that, because he came from a privileged home.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of like,
well,
pay people a livable rate. Wait.
Yes. I thought you was gonna co-sign what he did. In no way,
I ain't doing that.
In no way could I co-sign violence to solve problems. The way you solve problems is getting involved, getting educated on the problem, getting involved with the problem.
That's right.
And I'm on a campaign right now against a major grocery
prices.
Yeah. Huh?
Grocery prices?
No, grocery store chain. And in fact, I ain't got to say the name. It's the biggest I
already know.
It's the biggest pure grocer in America.
Mm-hmm.
And
because they're unionized.
Well, not all of them. So I've been the guy fighting to get the ones that are not.
Okay.
Union.
I got you.
Union. And just of last week, we had a couple victories and made a couple places that wasn't union. Now they are union, and raises and healthcare and pensions and all that on
collective bargaining is a big friggin' deal. I mean, I would love to have you come back and if I don't drink a whole bottle of Pinot, we can have a conversation about it. But collective bargaining is a big deal. We want folks to have a livable wage. I think I'm a history guy. I went to college to be a history major. I just couldn't can do the children that I was going to raise because I'd have been a choke somebody's kid if I'd have went into you work with the youth. I didn't have the patience to do that. So I couldn't be a history teacher to say that a lot of stuff in America is cyclical. And if you go back 110 years, 120 years, there was called the progressive era, where it was Teddy Roosevelt and the unions and the workers' rights and the women's movement and the women's workers' rights and the break law. They gave you laws for a 40-hour work week. They gave you laws against child labor. They gave you laws against coal miners getting taken care of if they got coal miners' lung. Like those folk, there are forefathers that paved the way in the union movement, in the workers' right movement, to allow that to happen. to why we can still have those. Why I don't have to slave.
Here's a good one for you,
Yes,
because
sir.
you are a history guy. So I'm sure you know, but in case you don't know, Martin Luther King Jr.,
Yes.
great civil rights leader.
Yes.
What happened to him?
He was assassinated in Memphis.
And on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel, right?
Oh, yeah. But he was there for the strike.
Yes.
He was there for the strike.
That.
Yeah, he was there for the
The
strike.
sanitation union was fighting for the black workers had to hang off the back of the trucks in the elements, the heat, the cold, the rain, and had to work on the outside of the truck for less money, while their white counterparts got to drive on the inside for more money and cool and air and everything like that. So, and that great man went down there to speak on it. And when he ultimately met his demise, which is
crazy,
it's a serious thing. It goes back for as long as you can know. So,
all right, Tim, you got your shout outs tonight. Let everybody know where they can find you on the socials to give you a hey, Tim, I see you on Taking No Shorts and all that. Let them know.
Just look up either Tim Casey, OG Tim Casey. So
pretty simple, right?
And I only do the Instagram, I only do the Facebook. So you know that's really it. You know, I'm not too active because I ain't doing a whole lot of that. But I mean, you might see some old school music posts or something like that along the line. So if you dig like pop culture stuff, definitely find me on Facebook, either Tim Casey, TimCasey, or OG Tim Casey.
You should create a page for like Tim Casey's Time Machine page.
Yes. Hold on. You must not look at my Facebook right now. It has.
You got a Tim Casey time?
No,
machine?
I don't have a specific thing for
it. You
but
dropped your phone a lot.
No, that's.
Oh, that's the film. Okay.
Yeah. And you gotta put me. Whoa. Gotta put me on blast in front of everybody.
What? I got my glasses on too, bro. What are you talking about? I can't see.
Oh, you said I dropped my phone a lot.
But, no, he has a protector on it, so it's not dropped. Just jam on it. Oh my God, the nuclear.
All right, go on and get it to him, man.
Jam.
Hold on.
Versus the freeze. Hold on. Versus the freeze come out at night versus Planet Rock. All right. If I had, so I'm gonna show this. Y'all can't see it.
It is Jam on It, Nucleus.
Versus
Freaks Come Out at Night, Houdini, versus Planet Rock, Africa Bambaataa.
All right, so if I had to rank them,
yeah, just pick one. What's
it's definitely Nucleus for me. It's definitely
I break dance in fifth grade at a talent show today.
Yeah, it's definitely Beach Street. I got the Beach Street. Remember the battle on Beach Street where Crazy Legs and them was.
Of course I do.
Yeah. And they was going at it, and that Nucleus beat and that Nucleus song dropped. This is 1984, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about. Hold on, before we wrap up, man. We're gonna wrap up, but just talk about your fascination with DB Cooper.
It's an open-ended mystery. I'm a true crime buff, and that's my favorite true crime, simply because the older I get, the less I'm into the gory stuff. So this open-ended, no one was ever hurt. No blood, no guts, no nothing like that. Just an open-ended mystery. And that's it. And it's the only...
How much money did he get off of it?
$10,000.
And he jumped out of the plane for $10,000.
But, that's in 1971.
So what you think that is today? $250,000?
No, it's a lot more than that. I forgot, was it 100,000 or was it 10,000? I forgot what it was.
If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and Google DB.
So I just like it because it's so open-ended and it's just like so many thoughts. Did he make it? Did he not? Where's the
because you showed me the Bigfoot joint and like it's so much stuff with Tim Casey, y'all. When I say stuff in a good way, because he is the epitome of a Gen Xer to where he is meant to be on Taking No Shorts podcast.
Okay, so before I go, this is my last Tim Time Machine of the night, and that is Forever My Lady by Jodeci.
Mm.
I'll Give All My Love to You by Keith Sweat, or Let's Chill by Guy.
Ooh, that's a trifecta of choices.
All early 90s.
Yeah, it's Let's Chill. Give me the Let's Chill by Guy.
I would probably take the Keith Sweat.
My homie used to play Keith Sweat to me. Not Paul. Hey, yo. But he used to play it in his car.
Shout out to one of the young ladies that so many years ago that was special to me at that time in life. I remember she bought me the CD.
Yeah, that's why you like
I'll Give All My Love to You by Keith Sweat.
See,
I skip her name because she's very married and
you don't have sisters. Do you have sisters?
No.
See, I got sisters. So when I was coming up and my sister was younger, that Keith Sweat, when the dope boys was riding down the street pumping that Keith Sweat, and my sisters, I'm like, yo, get in the house. Stop all that. What are you doing? Like I couldn't. No. So that's why I was Keith Sweat. Fuck you.
Hey,
it's not because I don't like you as an artist. It's just because you had the ladies out. You had my sisters out here wilding. You know, same thing with New Edition. Like with New Edition, I'm a big New Edition. I like New Edition. I like
my favorite R&B group of all time.
Yeah, but yo, when they came to the city, and they said that they was my sisters. I checked with them. They said they going to the Jefferson. I said, "What y'all going to the Jefferson for?" That's what New Edition. I said, "The fuck you not."
And my most underrated group of all time. Shout out to the legendary Force MDs and my big brother.
Exactly.
My big brother. Shout out Stevie D. Just talked to him the other day.
Man, you are going. Wait, you definitely.
But that's my man. We really good friends, and he always show love. Shout out to legendary MC Shan, another good friend of mine.
I remember you put me on to me. I remember me and Lissa P was doing my show back on Global Scale.
Shout out Lissa P.
You put us on the phone with what's my guy's name?
Was it UTFO?
No, it was a comic.
No, I remember that. With Michael Collier.
And we had a conversation, and you was letting us talk to him and to get some game from him.
Yes.
Man, I was like,
and TK Kirkland.
And TK. I was like, yo, I cannot believe.
That's one of my OGs too. First guy ever put me on radio, TK Kirkland.
I was like, yo, I'm sitting here talking to comics that are out here doing it, and I'm just a lonely schmuck. You know,
I had TK Kirkland in Jackson Ward, and I had him in Fairfield Court.
God damn.
I mean Mosby Court. I had him in Mosby, and I had. Because he said I heard Richmond's a hood city.
Right, hood city, yeah.
And then I said, it could be. He said, take me to the hood. What you know about the hood? So I had some friends out Jackson Ward, and I had some friends out Mosby, so I took him out there.
Just to get the vibes, right?
He was the first. He was just telling, and he was the first guy when I dropped him off at 106.5, the station. He said, where you going? You coming in with me? And I said,
what you need?
I don't do that. I do, I drop you off, come back and pick you up and take you to the Funny Bone. And he said, nah, if I'm on the radio, you're on the radio.
You're on the radio tonight. Man, I mean, that's some good shit. If I ever make it, well, my wife's saying, well, we're too old to make it now.
And you said how I met him. It's just Alex put me down with, I was the guy that would drive down to the Virginia Beach and pick the headliner up and bring him back to Richmond and then take him to the radio station.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've witnessed tonight a conversation that is 15 years in the making. I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green, a.k.a. Mr. Leave No Me on the Bizone.
Exactly.
He is the one and only Tim Casey. You see where you can get at him below at his @, at OG Tim Casey and at Tim Casey. Without this man...
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Without this man, I would have not gotten to the stand-up game, let alone the podcast game, because my first internet radio station or podcast or internet radio station show was with him. And for that, bro, arigato.
There you go, bro.
Thank you for that.
If I shouted out a lot of people, don't feel slighted if I didn't say your name. What they say, charge it to the mind, not the heart.
Yes,
sir. I appreciate everybody that I had a chance to work with over the years, and whatever way I had a chance to work with them. And who knows, maybe we'll cross paths again and be able to do something fun. You never know what the future holds, but until then, I'm proud of you, man. That you hanging in here making something of this. And,
Thank you.
If I can ever be of service to you, just let me know, man.
It means a lot to me, Tim Casey. I appreciate you taking my call, reaching out, and letting me know that you was available to come and do the pod. And God, I'm fitting to get emotional, but the invite is gonna come out because I know there's so much we left off this podcast.
Anytime I'm available, man. Even if you just want to talk old school wrestling, it's all good.
Ooh,
me,
yeah.
You, and Marcus J got to do something.
We gotta do it real. So I'm going to see. I'm not watching night one. Are you watching? You buying WrestleMania?
I'm gonna be in a hotel somewhere.
Right.
On the road.
I told Mark. Mark asked me. He said, "You watch it?" I said, "I'll be there for night 2. I'm not doing night 1. Man. That shit is ridiculous."
I just so happen to be in Richmond as of yesterday because I'm on vacation for the next 9 days, and doing
good work for the union, man. For real, for real. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'm your host, Jay Grizzly Green. Bye, bye.
Peace, y'all.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding. I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzly.